Happy Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I have a show for you today. You might be saying, what? Do you have a good show for me today? We'll see. I don't want to promise anything. I do have some interesting news, some stuff that appeared in the news and pissed me off, and some stuff that just made me shake my head. I mean, we did have Cortez at the border. She's down there doing her best. Look how horrible things are. Somebody slipped me a packet of shampoo that they're expected to wash their whole bodies with. I wonder if she was slipped any of the things that they were washing their bodies with before they came north. You know, this is the shampoo we used to use. My hand's empty. Exactly. Jesus fuck. So that stupid shit was going on. I'm not going to dwell on that because it's Cortez. I mean, at this point, we might as well be talking about an actual Muppet. Because she's something else, y'all. She's a national treasure. Miley Cyrus scared me just a little while ago, and I want to share this with you guys. It says mother's daughter video out at 9 a.m. Eastern, and it comes with this picture. Now I'm assuming Mother's Daughter is the name of a song she's made, and well, the outfit there, it has teeth where the hoo-ha should be. I don't know what this is, what she's saying about her mother here. Was her mother a toothy hoo-ha woman? Mr. Dax says, looks like Lady Gaga. Well, she's obviously doing it for attention, but one, look how wide or how long it is. Holy moly. What did Miley just walk out of that? And two, what's with the teeth? What is with the teeth? Now, for those of you who are just listening along, this is really a visual. She's in an all lycra / leather outfit. It's all red. And right at the crotch area, there's what looks like a scary hoo-ha. I don't know how else to put it. But it's up on her Twitter, and apparently this will be out in just over an hour, you guys. So we can hopefully find out what her poor mother did to her. Miley is a man-eater. At least that part of her is. Good gracious. Brittany did it first, minus the teeth. Yeah, I mean that outfit could have been nice, but then she threw that in there, which I'm sure was for the dramatic effect. Because look, we are talking about her because of it, right? She's got the teeth o' death for the hoo-ha. See, I'm being very good with my language. Are you paying attention, YouTube? I'm being very good with my language. Yeah, I just saw that. I'm like, don't do that to me first thing in the morning. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Do you have no upbringing at all? I'm gonna have nightmares about that. Miley Cyrus's puss is coming to get me. Thank you, gayest person on YouTube who says, morning, monkey. Good morning. I hope you're well. Hope you're well indeed. Oh, man. But then Far had sent in a story, and I saw this. Did she actually send that in? Yeah, she did. I just happened to notice it like right after she sent it. And we're going to read this one real fast because holy moly, this is a weird story. And then we'll get into the title, guys. Mother and children served marijuana-laced brownie at Bada Bing Cafe, Perth family says. So I'm not going to read through the whole thing. I'm just going to tell you what happened. So this family of 4 goes to the Bada Bing Cafe, and they have dinner or lunch. I can't remember if it says. Anyway, they go and have food. And while they're there, this place, it's a locally owned family business that is kid-friendly with, quote, toys and coloring to keep the little ones happy. Well, apparently they have other ways of keeping the little ones happy. So the family, they have dinner. And then they order dessert. And they order brownies for dessert. You see where this is going? The only one who didn't have the brownie was the husband. Well, after a few minutes, their daughter, who was, what was she, 5? I think the girl was 5, the boy was 3. Um, the, I sat her up on the bench and she said, "Dad, my eyes are going." She said, "Everything's jumping." She said, "The walls are different colors. It's pink and it's blue." And then the last one, which really scared me actually, was, "My vision's coming and going. I can't see anything." At that point, the only thing I could think was it was something going on with the brain, a bleed or something really serious. So they took her to the doctor, took her to the hospital, where she tested positive for marijuana. And then the little boy started acting strange. Really, he was lethargic and he started turning white. And they tested him. And it turned out he was high too. And then mom started feeling strange. They tested her. And it turns out she was high as well. The only one who wasn't high was the dad, which to me immediately I was like, "Oh, dad spiked their shit." Because dad went back the next day and he bought, or next day or later that day, I know it says, and I forget exactly. It doesn't matter. But he went back there and he ordered another brownie and saved it and took it to the police. And that brownie tested positive for marijuana. There's people in chat saying this sounds more like LSD or acid or something like that. No. It depends on how you take marijuana, how strong the marijuana is, how much it will fuck you up. And you're talking about a 5-year-old little girl here. So it wouldn't take that much, especially if it was a very strong strain. But apparently the people who wrote this article, they reached out to the Bada Bing and they received a letter back that says, "To our understanding, there's no need for this story to be released so urgently in the morning. We wish to advise that the release of this story will negatively impact our business immensely, and we will be suing for defamation. There's already been a thorough investigation conducted by the WA police and completed with no charge. If ABC Radio decides to ignore that request delay, could you please confirm the time it will be aired on the radio so that we can record it for future legal action?" Well, ABC News got a hold of the a lawyer for the city of Sterling, confirmed cafe owner Nathan Sharp was charged with 2 offenses under Section 18, subsection 2 of the Food Act of 2018 for selling unsuitable food. A fine of $40,000 against. Hello, sir. You having fun over there? Usually he comes on, his mic's all fucked up, so he's trying to mess with it. Oh man, you got me to swear. Damn it. Oh well. Good. Now I can fucking swear.
Are you not supposed to?
You're not supposed to swear in the first part of your videos, remember?
You're 8 minutes in. I think that counts.
Actually, I think it's like 50 minutes in.
50. The first 79% of your video don't swear.
The first 210% of your video do not swear. But anyway, so one of the big shocks about this, Peter, thank you so much. I had a weed brownie once in high school, but I didn't swallow. Okay, Mr. Clinton. You should be, I didn't digest.
Didn't absorb THC.
Yeah. The brownies in question here are made, according to their signs and everything, at their location. They are all homemade. So if these brownies had weed in them, they were made at the store by the person who runs it, or their local supplier. Somebody's going to jail.
What happened?
This cafe in Perth, Australia, accidentally fed marijuana-laced brownies to a woman and her 5-year-old and 3-year-old child.
Yeah, drummer's going to jail.
Oops. At the very least, they're getting hit with a giant fine. So yeah, don't give marijuana to children.
That's why we sent those people to live in Australia anyway.
Well, they are the criminals, right?
Yeah, it's the penal colony. Penal.
Yeah. I was just reading that story, man. Luckily, it was marijuana. The chances of that actually hurting the child are pretty slim.
The child's just going to be retarded for a couple hours.
Oh man, the little girl had tachycardia. Her heart was beating like crazy.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Can you post a link to the story in the side chat?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me bring that back up here.
Definitely Ghost Boo stuff.
Yeah, I felt bad for the kid, man, because when I first saw the headlines, they fed it, and then you read the stuff the little girl went through. It's like, oh my god, it does really sound like she's on a bad acid trip. But again, depending on how strong the marijuana is, and the fact that she is 5, yeah, just freaked the poor kid out, and there you go, sir.
Why in the fuck did someone put pictures of a clown in the hashtag?
I don't know. We'll discuss that in a moment. But I have a donation over here. Let me get to that real fast. Here's some money for the most amazing monkey on the internet. Give him money. He deserves it. Thank you so much, Dragon Mage. I appreciate not only the support, but the support, the financial and moral support there.
I got a donation. It must have been right before we ended, and I didn't see it, for $10 yesterday, saying love from Monkeys chat, because I was complaining that they don't love me enough.
Nice. Oh, I got one yesterday off the air from Greg Rogers with no message. Thank you so much. That was
nice, aren't they? There's fun little surprises.
They really are, because don't forget, guys, you can support this channel in many ways, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching later. The links for all that stuff are down below, so I appreciate it. I really, really do.
Raymond Lewis posted those goth girls, and those are fucking fantastic.
We'll get to ramen here in a minute. But hey, Blind Press asked, what piece of shit gave a 5-year-old pot? We don't know that.
Stoner.
Yeah, somebody. What probably happened is they mixed up a batch of. They say, they're homemade. Somebody was probably supposed to be making some for the restaurant and some for their friends, and switch the batches up. There's probably some stoners out there. These are the worst fucking brownies ever, man. I ain't feel nothing. Yeah, somebody just fucking screwed it up, I'm sure, but. Yeah,
Whoa.
What's up?
Did you get this massive dynamics story from yesterday?
Maybe.
New Hampshire man bites police dog after behaving erratically.
On Lords of the Night, because we only tend to do, because we have so many stories over there, we only do like one from each person. He sent in 2. That was one of them. The other one was the one we did read. We saw the headline, but we didn't read the story.
That is one hell of a headline. Wow.
Yeah, we can take a look at that. I know, but I want to discuss this because I saw that Ramen. He said, where is that? Monkey said he wanted disturbing stuff. I never said that. This is it. Because Monkey asked for weird pictures. Did I? Because if I asked for weird pictures and this is what came to mind, that's not weird. Those are disturbing. Those are, oh my God, what's wrong with you? Those are the kind that can override Miley Cyrus's cooch in my dreams. Did you see that picture of Miley's cooch? Well, her outfit. Huh.
Maybe.
It's new. I'll put it back up on the screen for those of you who are just waking up, just catching up to the stream.
That Adidas thing took their tweet down.
Oh, I saw that. We can.
Oh,
there you go.
Why?
Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? And this is for a video, mother's daughter. So I'm wondering what her mother and her have in common that makes that a thing.
Yeah, we know all about her dad. I wonder what we know about her mom.
Well, apparently she has a zipper cooch.
Zipper cooch. That's a racial slur.
Oh, God, I guess it is in some places. Oh, man. So you were just all over the place jumping to stories I hadn't got to yet.
I was just scrolling through the hashtag looking at provocative pictures. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I wanted to get to the professor out of SUNY.
What did that do?
This was in the Post yesterday, right before I went to sleep. I saw this actually. SUNY professor pens article titled "Seeing Poor White People Makes Me Happy." A professor at SUNY Old Westbury is offering a lesson in hate. Nicholas Powers, an associate professor of literature at the taxpayer-funded public college on Long Island, penned an article titled "Seeing Poor White People Makes Me Happy" that was posted to the website RaceBaiter on June 11th. Quote, "White people begging us for food feels like justice. It feels like a black nationalist wet dream."
Oh
Powers
yeah.
wrote, Powers wrote as he recounted seeing a white homeless boy panhandling in a black neighborhood. Quote, "Should I kick him in the face? Hard," writes Powers, 44, who identifies as Puerto Rican and part of the black nationalist movement. I didn't realize Puerto Ricans were black. I thought they were Spanish.
I love the identifies as.
Why in the world did my Google Assistant just turn on? Yeah, identifies as Puerto Rican. Today I own my anger. I want to snatch his food and say, "Go beg in a white neighborhood and eat it and rub my belly and laugh. Here's a descendant of murderers who killed our ancestors, now begging us to save their life." Sins of the father, y'all.
God, what tolerant and caring people.
He didn't respond to a request for comment. The college called the piece distasteful and hurtful, but said Powers would not be disciplined. The points of view expressed were those of Dr. Powers alone and are protected under his right to free speech, it said in a statement.
Now they care about free speech.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works. He remains a member of our faculty. Dr. Powers has been advised that he does not speak, nor should he suggest at any time that he is speaking for the college. I don't necessarily disagree with what the college said there. And if they held that standard, and I don't know specifically about SUNY. I don't have a lot of experience with them. But if they want to go on the free speech grounds, fine. I have no problem with that. That is absolutely true. But that dude's a douche.
Yes.
That is a fucking racist douche.
Total douche.
I would like to see the college go, yeah, he's a racist.
For once, I would love to see these fucking colleges take action on the principles they claim to have.
Well, they kind of did here. I mean, they're supposed to be in favor of free speech. They are a public university, so they have to follow the.
But they don't give a shit about free speech. You know how many universities have still gone, nah, you can't do your talk here.
Yeah.
Even though there is that toothless bill that Trump passed.
Yeah.
Just sorry.
No, I'm with you there. You're absolutely right. I would have just been. I have no problem with them taking the free speech thing because I hope the more that they take it when they have to, like here, the more they're like, huh, where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, free speech is important.
Now, something in a couple weeks is going to happen at this college, and they're going to shut it down and go, well, it's our right to stop hateful.
My problem is that they didn't call it out. If this had been a white professor saying this kind of thing about black people, should I kick him in the face hard? They would go, he's a racist.
No, that would be front page news everywhere.
And the college would be like, he's racist. We can't be associated with him anymore. This guy's a racist. That's what you should have called him. Be like, look, what they say? What was that quote? Hang on, I gotta bring that back up because it was distasteful and hurtful. Racist. What you mean is racist. Racist and violent is actually what it was. He was fantasizing about kicking a poor kid in the face and taking his food and eating it in front of him and laughing at him for doing so. This is a college professor. Motherfucker hasn't been kept down by the man. Whatever your ancestors went through, Professor Powers, you didn't. Stop promoting yourself on the oppression of your ancestors and live with the failures of your own, you shitbag of a person.
But what you're asking him to do is, in fact, racist.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's black, therefore he's absolutely been kept down.
He identifies as Puerto Rican.
Fucking ugh.
The other one, I said we're not going to talk about her too much. We're just going to read this real fast. This came from John Idarola. Is that how you say his name? Idarola or Lidarola? I don't know. He's that fucking...
The gay guy from the Young Turks.
Thank you. Oh, good morning, Polly.
Hey.
Good morning.
He tweeted this out. It's from Newsweek, actually. More than 140 Holocaust genocide experts think AOC should be allowed to call the migrant detention centers concentration camps. And all I'm going to say to that is she can call it any goddamn thing she wants. Doesn't make it accurate. And the fact that you had to go dig up 140 people that you can actually count them to say, yeah, she's right, shows just how fucking retarded you are.
That you even did it shows the links that you're willing to go to carry water for this woman.
Let's count the number of people who said it's nonsense, shall we? I mean, I can just pull it. I know more than that have said it on my Twitter alone.
Well, can we then set into gear every Jew who ever lived?
Well, how many Jews have come out and gone, no?
Most.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They're just wrong thinking Jews, Monkey.
Well, yeah. They're those Nazi Jews like Ben Shapiro. I still can't get over that shit. That alt-right Jew. I was actually arguing with one of those morons because I've had a few arguments on Twitter lately that have taken days to get over with, and the Andy No one is still going.
Really?
Yeah. And there was a moron who was just spouting off and about how the violence from Antifa, it's got a purpose, and it's targeted, and it's always, for a good cause. I'm like, yeah, like the time they beat up the old Jew. And like, yeah, sure. When did that happen? Source, please. Oh no, I don't even care. Like, I know you don't care, because if you cared, you'd have to think, and then your head would probably fucking explode. But yeah, they actually said, well, I don't actually care. Like, I know you don't care, because you would already know that story if you cared. You wouldn't have to ask about it. It's not like it was buried at the back of fucking last page of the New York Times. It was kind of a big deal there for a little while.
A little bit.
Not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surrounded by dumb people, man. Surrounded by them. Anyhow.
Hey, Polly's not dumb.
Polly, I don't know if you've seen it yet. I have to put this back on the screen now that you're here.
All right.
You know how sometimes I ask a question every time somebody comes on?
Sure.
Today, everybody gets to see this picture because it disturbed me when I woke up and saw it.
Is that Britney Spears?
That is Miley Cyrus.
Oh, it's Miley Cyrus.
What do you think? Look at the crotch.
Yeah. What the fuck's going on down there?
I don't know. But it's for her mother's daughter video, and I'm kind of interested to see what kind of dirty whore her mom was, according to her. Because that's
like talons or claws or teeth or what the fuck?
Yes. It kind of looks like a zipper with really, really big teeth.
Yeah.
But in the shape of a really long, scary looking vagina.
Well, it's a good thing that she put the two light sirens in the text. Otherwise, we wouldn't have known to pay attention to that horrifying image.
Right. Yeah. I was going to scroll right by till I saw those.
Jesus.
That's what caught my eye. It wasn't the giant, scary vagina picture. Holy man. That's what happens when you use a Karl Marx dildo.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to some of the stories you've talked about over there in the hashtag, Sinatra, because there are a bunch of them over there. And
I was more talking about the pictures.
well, I know you did, but you brought up some of the stories. Remember, you asked me about one.
Hey,
you asked me about a couple, didn't you?
no,
I swear you did. Oh, well done with the monkeys covering the nipples. Good job, guys. Good job. Remember, lewd pictures, not nude. We can't have. There are children who still do come look at this for the One Direction thing for some fucking reason. So it's not that I'm against nudity. It's just that we need to keep that on the down low for the kids. It's everything for the children.
See, just to be clear, and because I've never quite understood this, took ownership. You planted your own flag on the MITAM
Yes.
hashtag, which was
Indeed.
originally in One Direction.
Yes.
And of course, a bunch of 12, 13-year-old girls, for some reason, are into One Direction. And
Yes.
you're afraid that they might come back.
No, I know
Now,
they
is it-
come back.
Okay. So is it your concern about like contributing to the delinquency of a minor? Or is it your concern that Twitter's going to shut you down?
Oh, I don't give a fuck about Twitter.
Okay. So it's actually about not having these girls see
Look,
zipper poon.
Yeah, some of the stuff we get over here is kind of let's call it what it is. It's porn.
Right.
And if a 13-year-old wants to go look up porn, that's fine. But if they're looking up their favorite band, a song from them, I don't want to be responsible for them.
Monkey's worried about the destruction of some teenager's innocence.
Look, some kid's gonna look at one of our pictures, and next thing you know, we're gonna see him in a pleather lycra outfit with a giant zipper cunt. I don't want to be responsible for that.
We're kind of all responsible for that.
No, I do know kids come there, so I do want to keep it, non-pornographic. That's all. Again, if kids want to go look up porn, I was 13 once. If I had the internet when I was 13, might have fucking worn my right arm right off.
Dude, it got pretty damn close.
Yeah,
I was
there's a couple of summers there, man. Whew.
I mean, I didn't even have the internet, and there were times it's like, oh shit, where'd the skin on the side of my dick go?
So what the fuck did you use if not the internet?
Magazines and videotapes, man.
Really?
Yeah, you get into your dad's porn collection. That's what you used to have to do.
Fuck
So
that.
What's that?
I said, fuck that.
Well, that was back in the day, man. That's old school style, man. I mean, when I was like even younger, before those it became a thing, you'd have to hope you were going through the bushes and found somebody's discarded old Hustler, which happened more often than you guys might want to think about.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. People would just be driving and launch it out the window.
No, these were obviously people would like go out in the middle of the night with their skin mag and beat off, and something scared them away and they forgot to take it home with them.
Is that the story you constructed?
You give me a better one. Why there were all these nests of porn sitting around?
I don't know. Sinatra seemed
outside
just
of
like, threw it
schools.
out the window.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
it.
You constructed this whole story about somebody beating off and nearly getting caught and having to run away with their pants around their ankles and leaving the porn behind.
It sounds just launching it out the window at the earliest convenience sounds a lot more plausible.
There would have to be roads around for that to be plausible. Like the best place to find it, like when we lived in Chicago, there was this giant field behind our house and then the railroad tracks. And there were trees that lined, well, there were actually bushes that lined the fence of the railroad track. And you could go back there and it was like it's like a fort back there where we weren't allowed to play. And every so often you'd find a porn magazine back there. Now, unless the conductor had some really great aim with throwing his porn out the train window, yeah, somebody was sitting out there reading porn.
Yeah, probably the conductor just had good aim.
Angry wife, mom throwing shit away. No, the other place we found it a lot, fences near our school. There were always, these little areas where they're like a little pond or something, and you could get through the fence there, and there were bushes and stuff around. You'd always find one in one of the bushes there, which is really scary. Because
that sounds like people just hooking kids up.
It was up outside our school, man. No, man, these magazines were beat the fuck too, man. When you're that young, you don't realize why the pages won't open. Like, oh, Monkey found some hobo's porn stash. Nah, man, it was not just unless it was that same hobo who followed me my whole life. He was following me around from the time I was like 8 until I turned 15. Careful throwing away porn. It could be worth.
Wait.
What?
Can you repeat that last statement?
Which one?
The fucking stalker hobo?
From the time I was 8 till about 15. Yeah, why?
So, is that serious?
No, that's about the length of time or the time frame of when we would find random porn.
Oh, I thought you a hobo.
Oh, there was not. Yes, a hobo followed me from state to state just to throw porn away where I could find it.
Man, you've got the most complicated stories for simple life events.
Pinkalo, thank you so much. We always found the flyers for the 800 numbers. Oh, yeah, those weren't bad, too. And of course, you had Victoria's Secret catalogs if you couldn't get your hand on real porn. If you paused a music video at the right time, ooh, some of those were nice. I'm just saying. We worked with what we had. We didn't have the damn internet.
Peter says
1-800 numbers for free porn?
Dude, directly. That thing like coasted over my stupid head.
No, the 1-800 numbers, I don't know if they were actually 100 numbers. Where we lived, they were flyers, and it had very scantily clad, mostly naked women, sometimes all naked women, and they were for like the 900
pay lines. Yeah.
See, yeah, he just changed it to 900. Yeah,
gotcha.
Nobody gave away porn for free back then.
I've got that uncomfortable feeling in my stomach where I'm just farting, so I'll be right back.
You go take care of what you need to.
All right.
Real quick, Pinkalo said this a while ago, and I meant to get it, and I'm sorry, Pinkalo, we got off on the hobo porn. Pinkalo over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much. It's amazing how it took milkshakes to show who are pro Antifa. Yeah. I have a video. I told you guys yesterday I'm working on a video. I hope to get it out yesterday, but circumstances got in the way. Maybe it'll be out by afternoon today. When I'm done here, I'm going to get right back into it. So we'll see. And it deals with all that stupid shit. Where was the story? Oh, here it is. This is the one that Sinatra brought up a little earlier. New Hampshire man bites police dog after behaving erratically in hotel room, officials say. Cop says, yeah, go ahead.
I got nothing. I was just like, okay, after behaving erratically, he bit a police dog.
Cops say it's, oh, God damn it. Full page ad. Give me a second, guys. There we go. Cops say it's a man bites dog story, literally. A New Hampshire man who allegedly growled at and bit a canine officer, or police canine, was arrested Friday. Officers from the Manchester Police Department were called after Matthew Williams, 35, of Nassau. I've never seen Nassau spelled that way. Nashua.
Oh, neither have I. Okay, maybe it's not.
Not Nassau. Okay. That's why I asked, because I'm not. Anyway, it was reported to be behaving erratically in a hotel room. Investigators said Williams wouldn't respond to their calls to leave the hotel room or answer his phone, and was instead yelling, throwing items, and active aggressive. Got ahead of myself. Soon, a New Hampshire State Police canine team was called to the scene. But when the dog entered the hotel room, Williams allegedly wrapped his arm around the dog and struggled with him. At one point, Williams growled, opened his mouth, and bit the dog on the top of the head.
Jesus.
Williams was charged with resisting arrest, simple assault, and willful interference with police dogs. Authorities said the dog wasn't hurt in the incident. He's lucky he got a nice dog.
Right?
Their dogs would have killed his ass for that. We're going to get to it, but we got off on hobo porn. Yeah, I said that.
Hobo stalker porn.
Hobo stalker porn. Yeah, don't forget, he was stalking me for a disturbing amount of my life. Let's see. The other story from Massive Dynamic is that was one sent in yesterday. He sent in two, and we only read one on Lords of the Night. The other one was a New York City man was crushed by a safe. This motherfucker and his friends decided to move a 600-pound safe down 4 flights of stairs.
Oh no!
And he was in front of it.
Oh.
It slipped, and both of them went into the wall like a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Dead? Any of them?
He's dead.
Oh, fuck. Just like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. There's always a falling safe, right?
Yeah, except for this one splattered him against the wall. Yeah, he was
and there were 2 other idiots carrying an anvil right above him.
Right.
Jesus.
Peter says this safe is unsafe. The stuff inside, as far as we know, was all was all safe. It's the people on the outside. Remember, a safe is to keep the stuff inside safe. And as far as we know, that worked. It's the outside that was a problem. Oh, God. If you're moving something heavy, especially downstairs, don't be in front of it. There's ways to do this.
You know, there's like professional movers or logistics guys, they call them when it gets to heavy duty, awkward stuff, right? That are reading that story and they're just yelling and screaming about like, where the fuck were your safety straps? How the fuck were you? You know what I mean? Like on and on, like it.
Well, I feel bad for the guy and his family because I can see a whole bunch of dumb people doing this who don't even think of that.
Yeah.
Like, no, if it starts falling, I can stop it.
Yeah. Or I'll just jump out of the way. Like, damn it.
By the way, the 600-pound estimate for this thing is the low end. It's 600 to 800 pounds that this fucking safe weighed.
See, that's one of those stories that's so sad that like you hear about it and it's clearly funny. Like the humor, the gallows humor is obvious, right? But if you were there, it'd be a nightmare, like therapy to get over. Like if you were just see it happen, it would be so bad. It reminds me of that the Molassacre. You ever heard of it?
No.
There was a molasses rendering plant in some Canadian town that broke open and flooded the streets with molasses.
Oh,
dozens of people died.
Just couldn't get out of it.
And and they call it, and people jokingly call it the Molassacre. And it's like, okay, that's funny from a distance, but if you were there, that wouldn't be funny, man. You've seen molasses. Like, imagine trying to like get out of the, like, you know, once it gets you, it's like a blob movie or something. You're trying to pull out of it and it won't let you, and it just keeps slowly over engulfing you. Like it's
real quick. My thought, like these two guys are not going to be sitting around playing PlayStation a year from now. Remember that time Bob got squished?
Right.
They're fucked up for life. But no, I had that same kind of thought when the tsunamis, I forget what little island they washed in and like washed away 100 people. That's cartoonish. That's the kind of thing you would see in a cartoon. But if you're thinking about it in real life, like, well, it's just water. Like, yeah, it is a wall of water, movie style water coming at you so fast.
Yeah.
You're like, why didn't you just hang on to something? Like, well, the thing he was hanging on to went out to sea with him. It was called a tree. They are both out in the ocean right now.
Yeah. It's called a heavy 18-wheeler rig.
That shit's all gone. Oh man. Yeah, I get what you're saying with that. I mean, the people like, there, that had to be fucking horrible. But as I'm reading it, all I can think of is
right? Like you hear yakety sax playing while it's going on, you know, like Jesus, funny and hilarious from a distance. Their nightmare. Jesus.
Yeah, it's just that's so bad. Again, though, I did laugh when I first saw it. Now I want to read this one too. We read it last night, but this one, Polly, you know how sometimes I jokingly say we should amend the 19th?
Yes.
This is one of those where it's like, maybe should we? I'm gonna throw this into chat. Woman complains swimsuit fit badly, but it turns out she made an awkward error. When spending the day at a pool or a beach, we've all experienced a fear that our swimming costume might show off a little too much. It's British, so they use some weird words for us guys. Okay. Normally it ends up being fine, but our modesty remains intact. But one woman found herself in a nightmare situation after buying a new swimsuit. The woman, named Lindsay, purchased a swimming costume from an online retailer called Pear Swimwear. She was excited to wear her stylish new swimwear, but claims it quickly left her in a bad and embarrassing situation. And from there, I'm just going to read the back and forth between her and the company, okay?
Right.
Hey, I wore that swimsuit today, and it stretched like anything. I only wore it for a couple of hours. My vagina was hanging out constantly. Is it meant to stretch like that? This is what it was like. It was so bad and embarrassing. Like it was totally fine at first, but the afterwards, it was so bad. Now, in this picture, which I'm going to put up on the screen for a second, she is the one on the right. This is her. You can't really see it, but right down here, her cooch is hanging out.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So this was their answer. Hi, Lindsay. I'm really sorry you were embarrassed by your swimsuit. I've had a look at the picture you've sent and believe you are wearing the swimsuit upside down. The swimsuit you had ordered is this one and should look like this. There should be a gold pear label on the swimsuit, which should sit on the back at the top of your at the top of your back. The thinnest part of the swimsuit will be the strap, which sits across your shoulder. I hope this helps. Here's the picture that they sent back. This is from the ad itself. Okay. Now, see this tiny little strap here?
Yeah.
That's the part she had down by her cooch.
Can we see the original picture again?
Sure. See how wide that strap is? Hold on. We're not done yet. We're not done.
It gets worse.
It gets worse. I went to Ocean Beach wearing the swimsuit in perfect condition and the correct way. Had too much fun with alcohol. Went to the toilet a few hours later and put my swimsuit on upside down without knowing. I then got kicked out after this for being a lightweight, not a tramp. XXX. She got drunk, went to the bathroom, and then put it on upside down.
Yeah,
I have a couple of questions.
Like, why? Okay, so I'm just trying to imagine this because I've never put on a woman's one-piece swimsuit, so I'm just trying to think about this.
Yeah,
it's the only item of clothing you have on.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the bathroom. You're a woman, so you're sitting down.
One way for some reason, take it entirely off.
Yeah, you don't just drop it around your ankles as one would normally do. Like if you just had a pair of boxer shorts on, right, Monkey? You go to sit down. You just why would you like take them off and hang them on a hook? I don't quite get that. Yeah, I don't get it. Why did she take her suit right the fuck off? Was she wringing it out or something?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't understand how she didn't almost all the women's bathing suits I've seen, there's a little bit of difference in the fabric at the crotch.
Yeah, absolutely.
At this point, it had been on her crotch for a while, a few hours, she says. So I'm not saying there should have been any kind of scent there, but there might have been a scent there that could have tipped her off.
But also, so you were wearing the swimsuit for this one-piece swimsuit for a couple of hours, right? And you're having your drinks, right? So seemingly, ostensibly, you started off sober wearing this swimsuit.
Yes.
So you know what it's supposed to fit like.
Yes.
And you go to the bathroom,
mm-hmm.
and it's conceivably off for what? A couple minutes? 10 minutes?
If she had horrible diarrhea, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah. Tops.
Yeah. And that's long enough to have completely forgotten what the swimsuit should feel like while wearing it. That okay, maybe not that the crotch strap is too small, but the shoulder strap has grown 3 sizes.
Right. Suddenly it can't cover my puss, but my shoulder is covered to the elbow.
Holy fuck.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. Here's some money and a link to my latest Asians, and there's a link there. Oh, okay. I will take a look at that.
And you got Pop Tart, the apologist, in chat there going, she was drunk. Yeah, we know, but we're not taking that as an acceptable excuse, is the point.
I don't care. That's not, no. Even drunk, you'd notice, like, okay, yeah, my crotch got a lot smaller, but you didn't notice the shoulder got about a lot bigger? Come on.
That's the part I don't get is the, like, why didn't one thing or the other kind of clue you the fuck in?
She added, howling, I was wanting a refund on that swimsuit, thinking it was faulty. Now, she took it in stride when it was pointed out that she was, dumb there, but holy shit, what a way to make an ass of yourself on the internet. Because she tweeted this shit out, man. She was going after that company. Why is it? It's embarrassing. My pussy keeps hanging out. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
We know why you were in that bathroom and how that swimsuit got off, sweetheart. Like suddenly this feels, it just doesn't feel the same. I bet it doesn't fit right anymore either, man. She stretched the shit out of that. Anyhow, yeah, I laughed my ass off at that story. Like, oh, see you. Because if you see the bigger picture of it, there's not a good one on that story, but on the link itself, here you go. You can actually see it bunched up right here because there's too much material.
Right. All right.
That should have been a dead giveaway. But you see that orange cup in her hand? that was
that
filled
contains alcohol.
That contains alcohol. Do not breed with this woman if you're in wherever the hell she's at. Oh wow. Anyhow, I'm glad I'm a man. It'd be really hard to put my bathing suit on upside down.
Yeah, inside out, possibly. Upside down, not bloody likely.
Danger says, talk to Blonde from Beauty and the Beta. She's always talking about it, repealing the 19th. I do not believe in repealing the 19th. And YouTube should be well aware of that because I've made this apparent many, many times. I'm for amending the 19th. I think women should get a vote. It just should not count. Oh God, do we have to talk about this guy? Nike ditches Betsy Ross flag sneaker after Colin Kaepernick raises concerns over the flag's connection to slavery.
Oh, blow me. Blow me.
This is a Breitbart article that quotes a Wall Street Journal article. I don't have a subscription to the Wall Street Journal, so I can't read the full thing. If somebody wants to look and see if there's more to it, that because I've seen people like, this hasn't been proven. I don't know if it has been or not, but here's the story. There's a link to the Wall Street Journal one, but here's what it says from the journal. I'm just reading the journal part. The sneaker giant created the Air Max 1 USA in celebration of the 4th of July. It was slated to go on sale this week. The heel of the shoe featured a U.S. flag with 13 white stars in a circle, a design created during the American Revolution and commonly referred to as the Betsy Ross flag.
Dude, I'm like 10 pounds lighter.
I'm happy for you.
Oh, wow. I feel so much better.
After shipping the shoes to retailers, Nike asked for them to be returned without explaining why, the people said. The shoes weren't available on Nike's own app and website. Nike has chosen not to release the Air 1 Max Quick Strike 4th of July as it featured the old version of the American flag, a Nike spokeswoman said. After images of the shoe were posted online, Mr. Kaepernick, a Nike endorser, reached out to company officials saying that he and others felt the Betsy Ross flag is an offensive symbol because of its connection to an era of slavery, the people said. Some users...
About the Kaepernick thing?
Yeah. Some users on social media responded to posts about the shoe with similar concerns. Mr. Kaepernick declined to comment. Mr. Kaepernick can go fuck himself with a Karl Marx dildo.
Yeah, it's the flag, dude. Shut the fuck up. Unless you're just in turn a nonstop triggered by living in America. Shut up.
It's pretty ugly. I wanted to see what the shoe looked like. It's pretty I mean, wow, everything.
You know what?
He's ugly as fuck these days.
Hey,
and
that's
fine.
Air Force Ones look amazing.
That's why I'm an Adidas man myself. So
we got to talk about Adidas in a minute.
Well, I have a Converse and Adidas.
We have to talk about Adidas, and there's parts of this that I have to say that anyway, but before we get there,
yeah,
with the Nike thing, I don't if they pulled it because this is ugly, it didn't trend well, people are saying this is fine, no problem. That needs to be pulled because it's got a connection to racism. Here's what you do, Colin. Take all of that fucking money you made off of not having a job. Get the fuck out. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere where you feel better. Just go. Get the fuck out. Don't like America? Go. You have unlike a lot of people, you have the means to do it.
Bye.
Get the fuck out. I'm tired of hearing you bitch about it. Oh my God. Sorry, vagina just came across my screen.
Nice.
I get distracted by that. Okay, so I suppose we have to talk about Adidas.
Oh, dude, this is fucking hilarious.
Don't wreck Adidas for me. What story?
I think you might go buy another pair of shoes today.
Adidas UK. They were promoting their Dare to Create, where you could create whatever you wanted on different sports apparel.
Oh man,
And
did someone Bodie McBoatface them?
no, not Bodie McBoatface.
Okay.
Much different.
Well, the one that we have the screen cap for, because Sinatra was smart enough to grab it.
I grabbed both of them. Don't worry.
Did you? Okay. The second one that we saw says at gas all Jews.
Nice.
On Adidas apparel.
Nice. The Hitler did nothing wrong edition. Okay.
What did the other one say? It was
I sent it to you.
Oh, okay. The other one, yeah, it was YouTube. This is not me. This is what was on Adidas's fucking verified Twitter account.
I got the screenshots to prove it.
Said die all niggers.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And these were tweeted out by their official their official YouTube or Twitter. Sorry.
Yeah, they got trolled hard.
I was like, oh fuck.
That's rough.
That is bad. The second one that I mentioned, and I'm not going to say it again. I've said it one time, so you guys know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that one has been deleted. I don't know if the Jew one has been. I'm sure it is. But that's you don't let people have access to your. I'm assuming this was some kind of thing they set up, so it automatically, once you dare to create whatever it was they were doing there, automatically sent it to their.
I want to know who the fuck thought that was a good idea.
Somebody who probably don't have a job no more.
Mm-hmm.
Because holy shiznit. And that was up for at least an hour last night.
Really?
The second one. Yeah. I'm like, how do you make that mistake? Because hasn't shit like this happened to companies before when they've tried shit like this? I feel like I've heard about that before. You don't give the internet control of what you're putting out, because if you do, they're going to do stupid shit like this. And it's going to look bad on you. Yeah, I saw that last night. I'm like, this can't be real. And I looked, yeah, it was from their official blue checkmarked site. I was like, oh my God. Come on, guys. This couldn't have gone horribly wrong, right? I want to just know the guy who sitting in that office, like, it would be a great idea. Here's what we do. We're going to let
the internet post whatever they want to our official Twitter account.
Yeah, they can put whatever they want on our jerseys, and it'll look cool. Everybody be like, oh, look, I can put whatever I want up there. But that's a great idea, Jim.
In the world of marketing, isn't it known as the Bodie McBoatface? Like, you know what I mean? Or Microsoft's AI, Tao, whatever her name was.
Long live Tay.
Tay, yeah.
Tay.
Had her talking about how Hitler did nothing wrong within 24 hours. Like, haven't you learned this yet? That you never give control to the internet?
The only shock is those are the only two that popped up. I mean, holy fuck.
That we know of.
That we know of, yeah. I mean, those are the only two that I saw. There probably were more, but don't give the internet... The internet is made up of people, and people are jackasses. The people who wrote those, they probably don't even believe that shit. They were just like, it'll be funny as fuck.
Absolutely.
Let's do this.
They were ready to record and, multiple screen captures, et cetera, et cetera. Fuck yeah, absolutely.
There weren't like, hey, Jimbo, what we should do? We should make one of these here, let's all them black people die shirts. No, this was somebody going, I can't believe they're letting me do this. Quick, record.
Yep.
Quick.
Yeah. All right.
Archive that shit now.
Oh, I'm sure we'll see a YouTube video or a Twitter video or a Facebook video of somebody actually being the one who did it in no time.
CNN is covering the Colin Kaepernick deal with the removal of the Betsy Ross shoe.
Oh.
They have an article up about it.
Where's CNN's
Now,
coverage on Andy No?
Brian Stelter covered it for 41 seconds. Now be careful. He did. But real quick, there was something I was going to say. Oh, the people who did this though, they better have been American, because if you were in the U, because this was Adidas UK, you guys. If there's somebody in the UK who wrote those things, they can actually go to prison for that.
Right.
Those are hate crimes over there. So if it was you, don't post the evidence. It's funny, don't get me wrong, but holy shit. Gentlemen,
appreciate it, but don't be stupid.
Yeah, don't get yourself thrown in prison for a joke. Could you guys hold this down for just a minute? I'm gonna go say hi to my wife.
Never give the internet control, Monkey. What were you just saying? Don't let us run your show.
I'm gonna go say hi to Monkey's wife.
Polly, you're in charge. You're the grown up here. You're Polly Dad. I'm trusting you. He's Polly Dad. Sorry, bud.
Is that true?
That I'm Polly Dad?
Why are you Dad?
Him and Jack go off on some crazy shit, and I'm just like, man, you guys are sick. And so somehow I ended up getting the nickname of Polly Dad.
Oh, because you're a buzzkill.
Yeah, that's it. Were you around for the woman with the two buttholes story? Monkey was far too fascinated by the woman with two assholes. Oh, okay. And because I call a little, hey, come on, why don't we keep our heads and stop talking about double anal insertion on one woman with one dick? And no.
A woman had two assholes?
Yeah. And Monkey was absolutely fascinated by that. No,
so you could tree-pee her.
Yeah, I guess. And see, 5 minutes of conversation on the subject. Yeah, fine. That's hilarious, right? But if you want to call me a buzzkill for saying, why don't we move the fuck on after 10 minutes?
No, is there pictures of this double butthole?
Well, see, what happened was, I don't know, you'd have to go to Monkey for the detail. Like the thing that amazed him, if memory serves, the most was that she didn't know she had two buttholes.
Wow.
Well, I forget, like one of them's like a deviated anal tube or whatever the fuck. And then I don't know. I forget what happened. How she discovered she had two buttholes, and the doctor's like, hey, do you realize you got two buttholes? And she was like, no, I didn't know that, or whatever the hell. And he's like, yeah, we could fix that for you. And she's like, no, I'm fine.
Of course. The doctor said she has two buttholes, and she's like, well, I'm doing porn now. I can make the big bucks. Double anal. You could do quadruple anal on this girl.
Mm-hmm. She didn't know, because I guess one of them was smaller and off to the side and stuff. And
off to the side? What was it, on her ass cheek?
No, slightly off to the side of the first asshole.
Oh, they were like side by side?
Yeah. Again, you'd have to go to Monkey for the details.
How were they side by side?
Well, I'm talking like one is like 1/4 the size of the other one.
Shelly says, is that Liz? Oh my God, I forgot about that. There's a YouTuber named Liz Reptile, and
I thought you were going to start talking trash about Iron Liz, and I'm like, leave Iron Liz alone. She's cool enough.
We saw one of her pornos, and it looks like she has two buttholes.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awful.
Liz Reptile did porn?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Short little stint in the industry. She didn't quite make it.
You know who did porn, and I saw it and I was really disgusted?
Monkey?
No. Not that I know of. He might have. I don't know. We'll ask him when he gets back. What was the show with Urkel?
Fucking, I don't know.
Family Matters?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of those kids went on and did porn, one of the girls.
Really?
Yep.
I guess that's what happens when you can't hack it in Hollywood. You just start selling pussy.
Yep. It's the casting couch is not always
just for porn.
Well, no, I mean obviously just for porn, but I mean there's a lot more consent going on with the casting couch than hashtag time's up makes it sound like. You know what I mean?
Dude, if they think it'll earn them a couple of bucks, they're up for that shit. Don't let the illusion fool you because they're on Twitter or any of that. 100%. Any woman in Hollywood is 150% willing to suck a dick if it gets them farther.
But see, I mean, this is the thing. Like, it's like that's the old joke, right? Actresses in Hollywood. Oh yeah, what restaurant? Because they're all like working as waitresses, trying to get that big break, get that first part, right? You know how many of those girls that worked in modeling and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, trying to get their break working as a waitress are like, wait a minute, you want me to, full air quotes here, date a producer for a week? And it's like, yeah, of course they're down to. Like, I mean, those are the rumors, and they are rumors, in and around Scarlett Johansson, right? There's a reason she was not a big part of the hashtag Time's Up movement. Like, why didn't she say anything even when people asked her? Because she's legendary in the industry for dating a whole bunch of directors and producers. And by dating, I mean for the 2 weeks that they went to Aspen together, that they went down to that resort in Mexico together.
Dude, you gotta know Scarlett is just a monster in bed.
She'd kind of have to be. She'd kind of have to be. You couldn't be a dead fucking,
Someone said, would you eat pussy to get a job? I would do it for fun.
Depends on the job.
Yeah, and I mean, it depends on the job, depends on the woman, depends on the circumstances, but I think a lot of girls are willing. I mean, if you're a very, very wealthy guy in Hollywood, I mean, like, well, then you think about Harvey Weinstein. I mean, God, that dude's a slob, straight up slob. But so many of the things around that guy, it's like, girls were, in my opinion, were willing to go along with Harvey Weinstein. That guy was a power broker in Hollywood. You know how many careers and shit he made and broke and films he caused to be produced that wouldn't have been otherwise?
Do you know how many fucking women who have done Me Too? Where are they now? They're all fucking like nobodies. They're doing Broadway plays about the Mueller report.
Tennessee Marino, I'm sorry, just a quick aside here. I posted a picture on Twitter just a few minutes ago. It's from a truck stop, it looks like. One of the things you can buy is my girlfriend is not hungry. Add extra French fries to your entree and fried chicken wings or fried cheese sticks.
Ah, that's funny.
Well played. I would order that just for the funny of it. When it comes to the women in the Hollywood thing with Weinstein.
Wait.
Yeah.
We were talking about the girl with 2 buttholes.
Then how'd you get on Weinstein?
Do you not see how that can go from one subject to the next?
Sinatra's wondering how I got the name Polydad. And it says, because Jack and Monkey will be carrying on about some subjects, and I'll be like, oh my God, guys, let's move on from this. And then
because he judges us.
Well, yeah, and Sinatra's like, so you're like a buzzkill, you're a killjoy. And I'm like, no, man. Like, and then I brought up the 2 butthole woman as an example.
Well,
and then I immediately had 1.5 million questions.
No, here, okay. Polly is not a stick in the mud. He's easy going, but me and Jack together, especially, we can go places we probably shouldn't. And Polly's like our conscience. He's like, stop. We don't listen. We don't fucking listen, and we should. But that's
Polly is the angel on your shoulder.
Yeah. He's got little horns and a pitchfork himself, but he's got some wings too. But yeah, he's the one's like, I don't think we should go down this road. And Jack are like, that road looks fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Polly gets in he says some horrible things. It's just when we go down, the 2 butthole lady, she's why don't you get that fixed? She's had the option to get that fixed. And I don't understand. Okay, so you started. It's your fault.
I'm regretting it already. But yeah, here we go.
I was going to go on to Harvey, but now you brought up 2 butthole women. The reason this woman found out she had 2 buttholes, and I
told you she didn't know.
She didn't know. She was well into her 30s when she found out she had 2 buttholes.
How do you not know?
I don't understand that myself. But
why did you do that so sing-songy?
Because I'm trying to tell a story. Now,
I can't do that for you, Dave.
She ended up finding this out because she was impacted. And for those of you who don't know, that means she was severely constipated and had to go to the doctor and have them remove it. And they told her, like, you have 2 buttholes. And one of the, because this happens to people, there's a handful of them in the world, but one of the major side effects of this condition is that they get severely constipated and end up impacted and have to go to the doctor. And like, we can fix this for you. And she's like, no, thanks. And so like every 5 or 6 years, she has to go back to the doctor because she's impacted again, when they could just fix her 2 butthole situation. But she won't let them. She likes her second butthole for some reason. I don't understand why. I don't know how she didn't know about it. I don't know why she wouldn't want to fix it if that's the problem, and that's how she found out about it in the first fucking place.
She wanted to keep the second butthole because she was looking to get severely impacted.
Look, if she was like, you know what, I'm going to casting couch and I need this as a prop, okay, I'd get that. But
someone sent me the Family Matters porn.
Already? God damn. You know, one of the girls from Family Matters, the one that Urkel was in love with, did porn, Monkey?
Did she?
Yeah. And I watched it, and it's so unappealing. Like, you know what I mean? Like amateur hour bullshit. Like you're only watching it because I've seen like 3-4 episodes of Family Matters in my life on the syndication channel. But yeah.
Dangerous Spaces says, when have you ever seen your own butthole? Why would you know? I wash my own ass. Don't you wash your ass? I feel like I would feel the second one there.
You're asking a lot of these people.
Especially because they're not like side by side, like really. No, they're end over end. One's on top of the other. Believe me, I searched way too much on this stuff, and I know way too much about Two Butthole Lady.
Oh fuck.
I've never seen Family Matters. I've seen Family Matters. I wasn't a big fan of the show, but did you guys see the Mike Tyson Family Matters intro yesterday? They did a facial replacement with all of the people from the Family Matters opening with Mike Tyson's face. It's cute. Bunny said she had to have known. She insists she didn't, and it's actually, from what they say medically, most people don't know until that happens to them. So,
Polly, are you a gun guy?
Polly's a big gun guy.
Yeah.
I went shooting over the weekend with my good buddies IRL, and one of them had an AR with a flip down 3x zoom and a red dot sight.
Oh, was it a red dot or was it one of the super cool EOTech holo sights?
No, it was a red dot.
I've seen the flip down, like flip to the side to get out of your way 3x magnifier for the EOTech, but never for a red dot. But that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I gotta order one, dude.
Oh man, they're some serious tech. You'd be amazed. Like 3x doesn't seem like it makes that big of a difference, but you've shot. Yes, it does. Like it. Yeah, I've done it with. Have you ever fucked around with the EOTech holosight? It's unlike anything else, and it's proprietary. They own it. It looks like a reticle is floating between you and the target.
What's it called? EOTech?
Yeah, like
E-O?
they could do. Yeah, it's like capital E, capital O, TECK. EOTech holosight.
Let's throw this into Amazon.
They run about 600 to 800, but then again, so do good red dot sites, right? And
wow.
I'm sure you've seen the look of it. They've got a real distinctive look to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it, like, man, you can't, like they'll show like they'll put the camera lens through a red dot sight to give you an idea of what it looks like, whether it's a 3 or 4 MOA dot reticle or whatever, red dot. You can't do that with a camera. You have to look through it to see it because it's a hologram. It really does look like the reticle is floating, say, I don't know, 3 feet in front of the gun. And the coolest thing is when you transition from a target that's at like 20 yards to 50 yards, the reticle appears to change size. It's the wildest fucking thing.
Yeah, the EOTech sight and the 3x zoom is $900 fucking dollars.
Yeah, but that thing can take like a direct hit from a grenade and still keep ticking. That's why the U.S. military uses them. Like,
well,
I'm sorry, guys. Hey, I need to interrupt you for just a moment.
Sure.
Everybody,
go ahead.
I need y'all to do me a favor.
What?
Run over to this site. This is Miley Cyrus is actually doing a premiere of her new video.
Really?
Go over there and tell them that Monkey in the Morning is on, and that it's a great show to watch.
They probably have links turned off.
They don't have to link it. Just monkey it. Tell people to look up Monkey in the Morning. She's doing an actual goddamn premiere.
Copy the link. I just want to see where the teeth come in or whatever the fuck.
So did I. That's how I ended up finding out, because she said 60 seconds. So I clicked on it, and it's that horrible premiere music.
Yeah. With the little fucking countdown bullshit.
10 seconds, you guys. To
6,
Miley Cyrus's
5,
vagina
4,
teeth.
3.
The hell is wrong with that? I haven't liked Miley Cyrus since the twerking shit. All right,
here we go.
All right.
Oh no.
Did she just crump?
Were those nipples? What in the actual fuck am I watching? What? Oh no.
Oh my god. Oh my god. My eyes.
Virginity is a social construct?
I'm sorry that we're not talking, guys. Oh my. I don't. Oh. Oh, and she's swearing and stuff.
Oh, she's cussing and shit.
Yeah, I'm done.
Gross.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's just doing it again. She's let's see how freaky I can be to get attention. Did anyone see the fat bush pig on the couch? Yeah, you can see her nipples, man. You can actually see her titties hanging out. Good luck with that, Miley. I'm sure you're going to get lots of attention for it, because why wouldn't you, as you're singing about being a whore? She's a whore and she's her mother's daughter, so yeah.
This is just a female empowerment song.
Yeah.
They, them.
It's the
black trans disabled model.
The new I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar.
Yeah, so it's attempt to be super political video with the person with the they them shirt on, and Virgin Mary holding an aborted baby imagery. Like, this is the I'm a Rebel, notice me, the video.
Yeah. Miley, you're getting really close to that wall, sweetheart. Time to stop talking about being on the dick carousel. Pull it back.
Not an object when you're literally objectifying yourself. All right.
Hey. She's a freak every day of the week. She's gonna tweak.
She came here to get her some.
Yeah.
Oh man, I am so impressed with her independence, and she's feminist as fuck. Did you see that?
I did.
Wow.
No, I turned it off.
Man.
I stopped watching because wow.
If that were a black leather outfit, I would like it much more.
Well, the red is the whore color. Red light district. And I'm not being mean there. I mean, that's what that's supposed to signify. Her sexuality, man. Red is
my body, my rules.
Oh, I just got nasty. I'm evil.
Ooh.
She's like, oh, I'm a nasty woman.
Madonna's about to call her up and say Miley a bit too far. Tyra, thank you. Why? My eyes. Please stop making us women all look bad. Right? Thank you so much for the donation. Don't worry. We don't judge all women by a couple of hoary ones who make videos. I mean, I wrote Monkey in the Morning sent me. Thank you, Peter. Hey, look, if just one person's like, what the fuck's Monkey in the Morning? And they come look at this and hear us talking about her weird nipple thing. I mean, there's nipples just rubbing together and she's dropping F-bombs in there and stuff. I'm not sure how far into it that she dropped that F-bomb, whether or not she'll be able to be monetized or not.
These comments are great.
Yeah.
Like, it's all like super. This is a banger. All the power. She got the power. Blah, blah, blah. How many women did you have to pay, or people rather, did you have to pay to
keep an eye on
type all this stuff?
That was her sitting with her mom in a couple shoots. Her mom is actually kind of hot. I haven't seen her mom, so.
Did you see what I posted? It might have scrolled by too fast.
The music was okay. The video, what the fuck? Yeah, look, the music I didn't actually. The beat was, I mean, generic. I don't hate Miley's voice, so it's not bad that way. But what she was saying, holy crap! Aren't we past the time of "I'm a whore" being a groundbreaking music genre?
Never. Sex will always be interesting because we're human, right? And every woman always does that. I mean, there's a reason it continually works. It's like, I was a child star, and now I'm going to show my sexuality to prove that I'm not that child star anymore. I'm breaking out by being a whore, blah, blah, blah.
Well, you can be sexual and not be, I'm just a dirty whore, which is how that song came off to me for what I watched of it. I'm just a dirty whore.
Good for her. I would definitely take a turn. So we have to do the obligatory thing, right?
What's that?
Chat, smash or pass on Miley.
1 for smash, 2 for pass. I'm going to give it a 1 with lots of, as long as she's still wearing that outfit intact, so my penis can't possibly get anything from her.
I would smash.
I would, like I said, I smash, but you gotta be careful, man, because that'll give you an itch. You don't want one of those itches that don't go away, man.
There's a lot of liars putting 2 in the chat.
Now, some of those are women, man. And Miley, she does have a kind of a weird look to her. I can see people honestly going, "Nah, I wouldn't bang that." I don't believe most people when they say that about most women, to be honest with you, though. If you're horny enough and it's dark and none of your friends are going to find out, come on.
Oh, absolutely.
Come on. You do it. You just be like, don't tell anyone. If you tell anyone, I'm going to deny it. Now go get me a beer. With a thick, sturdy condom, right? I mean, what celebrity woman won't give you an itch? Stacey Dash. That woman is clean as clean gets.
You're assuming.
Yeah. No. Don't you dare. Stacey is a saint.
Smashing lie about it. Definitely.
She is a virgin.
Well, you're not going to give me to say anything bad about Stacey Dash.
Thank you. I know it.
She's hot as hell, well into her 50s, just banging fucking woman, and a strong Second Amendment supporter. What more do you want?
Jennifer Aniston, way into her 50s and still pretty.
Look, Jennifer's. I'm a huge Jennifer Aniston fan. Have been since she first came on the scene with Friends. But Stacey, oh my God, Cryptic. Thank you. Miley looks like a stunted boy. Hell no, pass. Anyhow, we still haven't hit the titular article, as you guys on Ghost Poo say.
All right.
So we're gonna get off Miley because nobody wants an itch. American pride hits new low. Few proud of political system. It's a new Gallup poll out. 45% are extremely proud. The second straight year of sub 50% readings. 22% of Democrats are extremely proud, down 10 points in 1 year. Americans are most proud of U.S. scientific success. Military, least proud of politics. So yeah, they asked questions about what you're proud of. But where's the actual questions? These ones. Please say whether or not you're proud of the following things. American scientific achievements. It was 91%. The military, 89%. Culture and arts, 85%. Economic achievements, 75%. Sporting achievements, 73%. U.S. diversity and race, ethnic background, and religion, 72%. That one actually surprised me. Especially given, that overall the pride in America was at 45%? But the race issue, that 75% or 72% are proud? Like, wow. But then it gets into the health and welfare system. 37% are proud of that. And the political system, only 32%. When it comes to how proud are you to be an American, conservatives, 70% are proud. They're extremely proud. Very proud is 22%. And moderate or below is only 8. For moderates, your independents in those, only 38 are extremely proud, 29 very proud, and then it's what is that? 33% are moderate or below. Meanwhile, liberals, extremely and very make up 43%, and then after that, it just drops off. So liberals don't like America. Anybody surprised?
Wow, that is so surprising.
Yeah, well, you know what? Ask him the same question when Barack Obama was president, or if Kamala Harris becomes president, like hypothetically.
I am shocked. Well,
their pride in America will jump. I mean, how many articles do you know that start with or contain somewhere in the first paragraph the phrase "in the era of Trump"?
Yes.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, these people have a pall over their entire lives because of this guy.
Trump is literally, and I'm not trying to be facetious, he is literally making them crazy.
Fucking right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mass psychosis. Definitely.
Well, here's they have an age breakdown. First of all, male and female, they're about the same in Pride in America. Age 50 and over are pretty good. 49 and under, that's where it drops off. So the younger people are dumb fucks. There's a lot that you can not like about America, but there's a lot to like about it as well. And you're right, that Sinatra, I think that's what it boils down to. In what you said, Pi, in Trump's America, and it's making them fucking nuts. All day yesterday, we had to hear about Cortez's visit to the concentration camps, and her secondhand stories of the horrors of them having to drink out of toilets. Did you hear that? Those poor migrants are having to drink out of toilets, y'all.
Well, they should have stayed home then.
Well, they're not actually drinking out of toilets. I know
that.
The system is set up the same as it is in prisons. There's a toilet and a sink next to it. And while they run off the same water supply, the clean water comes into the sink, and they're getting clean water from the sink. But yeah, crazy bitch out there, and all of the American press. Look at all this. Look how horrible it is. And then you had the report from ProPublica about how the Border Patrol Facebook group said mean things about Cortez, about how they were going to throw burritos at her. Swear to God. And
laugh. Oh my God.
I don't care. That was fucking worth it. That was great. They're going to throw burritos
at her. And they actually were mad. And I thought about this when it happened, and I just kept my mouth shut. Do you remember the dead bodies they found in the Rio Grande?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The father and the daughter there. According to this article from ProPublica, this breaking news, a couple of the, and I'm using air quotes here, Border Patrol agents in the group, because there's nothing to show that these people are actually Border Patrol agents. I can name a fucking group, Border Patrol agents. Anyhow, want to mention, for bodies in water, they look awfully clean and not bloated.
Are you going full conspiracy with this?
I'm not going full conspiracy. I'm going, it is weird how not bloated they were.
Gotcha.
Unless they were found immediately.
They probably were. There was probably a reporter just trolling around the area looking for something like that.
Waiting for dead bodies. Come on, give me one. Help me. No, I need this picture.
Surprise you?
No. Posed photos. I've heard some horrible things going down at the border. There's reports coming out right now that how did Kamala Harris say that? Coyote? I don't know how she said it. The coyotes, when they're about to get caught, they're pushing people into the Rio Grande so they can get away, because Border Patrol stops and tries to help the people that are drowning because they're really bad people, I don't necessarily think that these people didn't drown there. I just think it's amazing how quickly they got that photo before people who drown, they tend to swell up. It's why it's kind of hard to identify them at first. because they absorb the water and it. Go put just leave some meat in some water and see what happens. But yeah, they're gonna throw burritos at her. This was all over the fucking news yesterday. Yeah, because our border patrol's so horrible. And why do you think you're running around telling people we have concentration camps, and you're surprised that the liberals who believe that shit are going, I'm not proud of my country. Well, if they were actually concentration camps, would you guys be proud?
Is that a serious question?
Seriously.
Yes.
You're an ass.
How did you not see that answer coming?
I knew what you were going to say. No, but seriously, if there was
I want concentration camps complete with fucking what the hell?
Are you going to get me shut down here?
Yeah, I'll just stop there. I got 2 donations over the course of an hour. Sorry. K Oscar for $1 says, keep up the good work. Hope this helps. And Tiarari says some cash while you wait for YouTube to stop holding your money hostage. Dude, I am counting down the days till I can get my hands on that shit.
How long until your strike falls off?
It doesn't fall off till the 24th.
Damn.
So 3 weeks.
Yeah, most people will be able to reapply for monetization. I think on the 5th is when everybody got hit.
Yeah. But
Sinatra has a strike, so he can't
reapply till that.
Bullshit, YouTube.
But, actually, I am kind of, again, this is just completely selfish, and I'm a prick for it probably. But I'll be able to see which way the wind blows on people applying to get their stuff back. So I'll know what to avoid and what to delete and stuff like that.
Have you thought going into you saw the new monetization rules, right?
Yeah, I read them.
Oh, sorry. They're not new. They're just updated examples with the old rules, lying bastards. Have you thought about adjusting your content to fit that for the next month or so?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go through and take down some old videos. Maybe not delete them outright because that'll fuck up with the algorithm, but put them in a private state. Go through and make it advertiser friendly.
Even in a limited state, man. 2 things. In a limited state, they can still hit you for that. And 2, it absolutely does take it off of your numbers. Even putting it in a
private thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I put all of my streams into a what's it called? What the fuck is not private? What's the one before that?
Unlisted.
And yeah, if you look at watch my Social Blade, you'll see my numbers drop a lot because I'll go through and like in one day I'll take 3 of them and put them into the unlisted, and yeah, it takes the views right off. Bam.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Sucks, actually. It's one of the reasons I want to get back to making videos much more regularly, because then I can leave these streams up, because then I have video stream, that kind of thing.
Well, you'd actually have to make videos to do that.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get back to it. After this, I'm going to finish that one that I started yesterday. But yeah, I need to get back to that so I can stop taking those off so that it stops hitting my fucking channel. But you know what I did? This is kind of dirty, actually. I went way back and took some of the ones that I had unlisted way back in my catalog when I had a bunch of videos and relisted them and ended up with 50,000 views in one day.
Very nice.
Like, fuck you, YouTube. I can play your algorithm game.
Now, here, let me pull this up here. 50,000 views. I average, just listen.
I don't want to hear it.
I average 75,000 views a day on my channel, right? And that's just the average. That's the Social Blade generated average. Before this past week, it was 110,000 views.
Nice.
But for the past 4 days, I haven't broken 30,000.
Man.
And that's exactly the same days that the channel started getting under 100 subs a day. So whatever the fuck YouTube did, it's really choking me.
I told you, man, it's that news/conservative thing that Project Veritas told us about. It's got to be. There's nothing else that makes sense.
The quartering is having the same issue. So is Tim Pool. Like, Tim averages 2,000 subs a day and 300,000 views. For the past few days, he hasn't, like today, he's not even broken 300 subs yet.
Well, that's another thing. I'm so sorry. YouTube themselves have told us that if there's a story, let's say the Andy No story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say the Quartering did a video on it, where before you might end up in the recommended because it's a similar video. What they're going to do instead, because, you know, he's not real news, they'll put in the recommended NBC and CBS. And, you know, did I see the photos you tagged me in? I haven't looked at the hashtag or my Twitter for a little while. I'll go back over there in a little bit.
Dude, I've noticed that a lot recently, that I'll just let videos autoplay and it autoplays to like Fox News or NBC or CNN.
Yeah, they've decided that they're gonna, if you do any kind of news stuff, that in the recommended they're going to steer people to real news.
Fucking gross.
I don't understand what they're doing here. Okay, time out. Let me rephrase that. I understand the bullshit politics that we're seeing here. What I don't understand is why, but before they used to, like if my video came up, then of course they would recommend Sinatra, because if you like my stuff, you'll probably like Sinatra stuff, right? But if you're seeing my stuff and then, oh, over here, we're showing you CNN, chances are you're going to go, I'm not going to watch that. Especially when it's my video talking about how much CNN sucks. It makes no logical sense when it comes to marketing. That's the part I don't get.
They're willing to lose money over perceived wokeness.
And it is a bad, bad idea.
That's why I've kind of stopped doing the the whole get woke, go broke thing, because they don't give a fuck. Google is not going out of business because they're not recommending conservative channels anymore. You know what I mean?
No, I get that, but Google has the money. I mean, YouTube, even when it did make money, was very little. But they were getting there. That was the whole purpose, was to try to make it they want to make it a news network itself, basically. Well, not a news network, a network, you know, ABC, CBS kind of thing. You go to, let's go watch some YouTube. But when it comes to things like, I don't understand why you wouldn't recommend content. That's
because they have to avoid another Trump situation.
Yeah, I know. And from a political, like I said, from political point, I get it. I don't understand it from a marketing. It makes no goddamn sense in marketing.
Because they just don't give a fuck about making money. They don't.
They don't give a fuck about their creators. That's the biggest problem.
Oh, they haven't given a fuck about creators in a while.
What they care about right now is those network dollars, man. You get CNN or CBS and ABC to let you play their late night hosts. And you get a couple million views off of that because Jimmy Kimmel cried again. That little mangina.
My favorite is the we're not allowed to advertise on certain things, but Jimmy Kimmel can advertise on whatever he wants.
Yes. And I don't get it.
You're not supposed to get it, Monkey.
I want to understand. Because if it's Google came out and claimed that the Project Veritas stuff was all nonsense. Okay, fine. Then explain what you're doing. Explain what you're doing in a way that makes sense, because I don't see a way that it makes sense. I don't see a way that it makes sense to say, hey, you like this kind of content. This is similar content. So we're not going to show it to you. Instead, we're going to show you things that you're probably not going to like. What?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
I wanted to talk about the new polls after the debates. Did you guys see the polls? Bernie's slipping, y'all. He's down 10%.
Isn't Sleepy Joe down quite a bit too?
Oh, who did I say? I meant Joe Biden. No, Bernie's down 4%. Biden's down 10%. He went from 32 to 20.
Are you
22
talking points or percent?
Percent points. Same thing when it comes to an election, man.
Is it?
Yeah. He's down 10 points in the poll. 10%. Okay, it's not the same. He's not down 10%. He's down like 30%. Okay, I see what you're saying. He's at 22%. He was at 32%. So he's down 10 points. Are you with me now?
No, but continue.
Okay. But the weird thing that came out of this is among blacks, Biden is sitting at 37% after the debate, after Kamala Harris came at him like she did on race. And after the media just was all over, look how she pounded him on race. She just beat him and everybody loved it. The blacks, 37% are still Biden, which they didn't have a before and after on that. But when the national poll is 22 for Biden and blacks is 37, Kamala's knockout punch there missed like a motherfucker. That was a whiff. You know who didn't show up on the black vote at all? Cory Booker.
Really?
For blacks, it was Biden, Harris, Warren, and Bernie. And then nobody else after that even registered. So Cory Booker, a black man, did not even register on the black vote thing. And the funny part is Kamala Harris's punch that she took at him was stolen from poor Cory. Cory's the one who started all of that before the debate, and she's the one who got the chance to do it on the debate stage. And poor Cory doesn't even show up in the black vote. I feel bad for him. Apparently he's not black enough. But yeah, Biden's still winning the black vote. So, and by a pretty strong margin. I think it's 37 to 24, if I remember correct.
Dude, there's so many pictures of him with like KKK Grand Dragons and shit. How does he have the winning of the black vote?
Black women tended, according to the polls that were done, tended to that's where part of the shift came from. They were on Kamala's side there, but black men were like, nah, I love Bernie, man, or I love Biden, man. Because he was Obama's guy. And personally, and I've said this for a long time, personally, I think Biden is racist. I think there's enough, and I don't think he's KKK racist. I think he's old school racist. He just doesn't even realize it. I mean, this is the guy, you know, if you go into a 7-Eleven where I live, you got to speak Indian. Where if anybody else at that time had said that, you weren't even allowed to say that in comedy at that point. They'd started telling you it was a racist to say that. Biden just came out saying, oh, it's just Joe. Joe accidentally says racist shit all the time, like Obama being clean. He's so clean for a Negro. But Biden, I mean, it's not like he was dropping N-bombs when he worked for Obama, you know? He's got that Obama street cred right now. So I think unless they can hang this racism around his neck really hard, and I don't think they're going to be able to, that's going to be a losing tact right now. He's a bigot. I wouldn't disagree with that. But yeah, it was interesting to me. Everybody was talking about the 22% support, but that black vote, man, 37%. And Harris at like 24 and Booker not even on there.
Yeah, Booker might as well just hang it up. I'll be surprised if he makes it to the next debate.
He'll make it to the next debate pretty easily. He's still got corporate support. Booker's only chance right now is they got to get rid of all the has-beens, all of the also rans. And if he has a chance on the main stage against the main players, he might be okay. But otherwise, yeah, he's vice president at best. Which, remember, so many of these guys have already come out and said, no, I'll have a woman vice president. How fucking condescending is that? Like, look, if I get the main job, I'll put a woman in there to, you know, to sit on the ticket with me. She can tidy up the house while I'm running things. I don't see why that's not considered sexist. See Booker saying shit on Twitter, trying to sound like a badass. I haven't actually paid much attention to Corey on Twitter recently. I've been doing an experiment on Twitter, actually. Okay. I've been seeing if I can get people riled up purposefully without being my normal self. Because I still say the things that I think are funny to make people laugh. But if you pay very close attention to my polls, those are purposefully designed to be the way they are. Did you guys actually read the poll? I did. I read it yesterday. Beto is the white Obama. Beto's a moron. He should have dropped out already. I did see that there was a rumor that Republicans were trying to help get Marianne Williamson to the second debate because they want to see her up on the stage again. By this point, I don't even care much for Biden. I find him too trendy to hate, and anything I say won't sound like a repeat of everyone else's. Biden's biggest problem right now is he's actually running like a Clinton. And it makes sense because his main presidential aspirations came from that same time. He ran back then. That's where what's his name? Swalwell's pass the torch thing came from. Biden's been running for president a long time, guys.
Has Swalwell said anything on Twitter that isn't immediately ratioed?
I don't think so, because the man's a moron. He's just an idiot. He's another one I haven't paid attention to the last week or two, except for, the debate itself. I did a poll yesterday. I asked who would win in 2020 right now, just, your opinion right now, Trump or someone else, or the Democratic nominee. And it's my biggest poll to date. 78% said Trump, which I figured on my, because my audience is pretty conservative, that he would win. But I was surprised that 22% said the Dem candidate. That'll be interesting to actually see. There was something else on my thing I wanted to talk about here. Hang on, I got to go through my timeline. We talked about that one. Talked about that one. Oh, the Dalai Lama one. We talked about this a little bit ago, but a couple days ago. The Dalai Lama in trouble for saying that the next Dalai Lama, or if he was a woman, came back as a Dalai Lama, he'd want to be hot.
Yeah. He said so. I fucking seriously. I posted a picture on Twitter a few minutes ago of a bird grinding down a stick, and it had little sparks behind it, and it got marked as sensitive.
Are you just marked as sensitive, dude?
I must be. Look, let me screenshot.
Are you a bad seed? Should I not be hanging out with you?
Probably not. Look at this is the picture, right?
Let me.
Okay, that's the picture.
What's marked the problem? Sensitive. Why?
Sensitive.
There's nothing sensitive about that.
Fuck knows.
You got to be on a list, man.
I'm surprised you guys didn't notice my 82 porn tabs open. I spent 3 minutes opening all those up.
Dude, I don't care if you look at porn. I care as much about you looking at porn as I care about the dude coming out as gay yesterday. Don't bother me. I don't care what you do with your life. As long as you're not caught beating off on camera on my stream, I think we're good. Sinatra, who did you piss off? He pisses off people all the time.
Somehow.
Well, look, man, the way your channel gets hit all the time. I've told people this many times. You had to have pissed off somebody who just waits for you to do something they can report.
Yeah.
They sit there and watch you like a hawk.
That's probably how I got demonetized.
Yeah. It makes no sense. A lot of your shit that gets hit. Like, are you kidding? With some of the other stuff that's out there. And you have to realize, guys, a lot of the time that people get in trouble on YouTube, it is not the bot. Everybody likes it's the bot. No. A large portion of people who get hit is because of reporting. And that's why you see the vast disparities in who gets hit and who doesn't, even though their content can be the same or even worse than the person who got hit. It's because somebody reported. Is it safe to assume that this is a new time for Monkey in the Morning? This is the time I've always wanted to do it. I don't know. We'll see what happens, because I have
like that you became the best morning show on YouTube.
I am the best morning show on YouTube. Damn it. I have been even when I was at 2 a.m.
That's not morning, though.
That is morning. Do people not say 2 in the morning?
No, they say 2 o'clock at night.
They do not.
Yeah, they do.
2 o'clock at night. It's never safe to assume. That's true as well. I'll do the show when I can do the show. That's always been the thing with Monkey in the Morning. It's the one thing in my life that follows my actual schedule of whenever the fuck I can. Because, guys, keeping a schedule is not easy for me. Once you make it a big enough stink and are loud enough that someone does report it, then that person gets put on a list. Depending on how big your channel is, the chance increases. It depends on how many times you're reported to. And it depends on if you get... Did you see YouTube acknowledge trusted flaggers still a thing? Yeah. They still have those trusted flaggers out there flagging us down. Peter says no one says 2 o'clock at night. In fairness, I have heard people say that, but most of the time, still.
Yeah, I just made that up.
I've seriously heard people say that 2 o'clock at night. It's weird, but I expect all of you to have 80 windows of porn open up during the stream. I don't have that kind of stuff open. The most porn I see on this show is when I go look at the hashtag. What else we got going on in the chat there? All right, we're gonna take another look at the hashtag, and then we'll see what happens from there. Polly, you awake over there, man?
Yep. Why? What's up?
No, you're just being quiet and making sure you're okay.
Yeah,
look. Most people, if they just get quiet, like, okay, they're probably quiet. But you also have the whole vertigo thing, so I like to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I just I'd say I'm gonna dip out if I was in the middle of a vertigo spell. I'm back to work. Excuse me. I'm back to wasting my time or working away, whichever way you want to look at it, on that noirscape thing.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Hey, you want? I've animated a little car. You want to see?
No.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that was I totally want to see. I can tell.
No, I did. I just happened to, like I said, I was going over to the hashtag, and there's some beautiful women over at our hashtag. Damn.
Well, you can go on with the other story because I got to render out a copy of it to show it, so it's fine.
Well, while we're waiting for that, this would probably piss off Dax, but damn.
Yeah, damn indeed.
Damn is right. Wow.
Now that is a Darth Vader I could support.
Now, well, to be fair to Dax, he says as long as it wasn't at a Comic-Con, if it's, you're sending your little pictures online, it's fine.
I hope she's at a Comic-Con because there's for the record, there is a Booby Fett there. It's not our Booby Fett, but there's a Booby Fett in that series.
Holy shit. My buddy King Spook commented on that fucking picture and said all I can think of when I hear this song is Chris Chan walking Chris Chan walking around Charlottesville.
You don't know Christopher Weston Chandler, man?
No, just not really.
No. Legendary fucking lol cow.
Chris Train is the guy from Supernatural.
It's a terrible name to have that close. Anyway, Monkey, sorry, you were saying.
I was just talking about.
No, it's Kevin Tran, son of a bitch.
I was talking about naked women. Booby Fett High. I didn't know Boba had a. Oh, you haven't seen. Look.
Do you want me to pull out the picture of Booby Fett?
Please do, because she is one of my favorite people. I want to meet her. I want her to sign my lightsaber.
Oh.
You'll see. Polly's pulling it up for us. Give it just a moment.
Yeah, you can go ahead with that story while I'm pulling it up. It's somewhere in the middle of my meme folder.
He keeps telling me to do a story. I haven't said anything about a story yet.
Yeah, where are you getting that from, Polly?
He's just distracted by the boobies. Here's a while you're go ahead and pull that up. Andrew Yang meets the donor requirements for third and fourth debates. So,
oh wow, good for him.
As long as he has the money to stay in the race, he will be there for the next three. President candidate Andrew Yang reached the donor requirements for the third and fourth primary debates. Yang's campaign announced Monday afternoon that the long shot candidate surpassed the necessary 130,000 individual donors and 400 per state unique donors in at least 20 states. So yeah, he'll be in the next three. 7 goddamn full page ads. Hate when those pop up.
Are we gonna stream the next ones, Monkey?
I don't know. Those ones, man, I enjoyed it, but they were a slog by the end, man. After that first hour, it was just like, oh god. 7 candidates are polling at 2% or higher, according to Real Clear Politics, which is what they have to get to be in the second debate, I believe.
Well, hopefully they can get it down to fucking like 5.
Well, remember, there's still 25 candidates out there. Only 20 were in the first debates. There were 5 who didn't make the cut and still could. But I don't know. I don't like how they're doing it, because they're letting way too many people in, and it's not even a debate. It's a question and answer period. It's like, okay, Elizabeth Warren, do you think this? All right. Do you, Mr. Biden, do you think this? All right. Everybody raise your hand. All right. And I mean, it wasn't a debate. It was
a game. No, it was a game of softball.
Okay. It was a softball game of question and answer. But I will give NBC this. There were a few times where they asked a question, the candidate did not answer at all, and they go, okay, we're going to give you 10 seconds to answer the actual question. Right. Now, in most of those cases, the candidate still didn't answer the question, but I will give them credit for that, because as softball as the fucking questions were, these assholes still were like, I'm not swinging at that. And they're like, please answer the question. And in the past, most of the time, they would just let it slide. And so good for them. I will give them credit for that. That's all I'll give them credit for. But did you find Booby Fett yet? Or do I need to go find her?
No. It's did they take down? Oh my god, Tin Eye reverse engine search has been taken down. How bad does that suck?
Oh, is that the one you told me about before?
Yeah. I'm getting a 502 back gateway error, which sucks balls. You know how many times I've used it since I told you about it? Fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Balls.
That's right. I got her.
All right.
Not the best picture, because it's small and everything, but
yeah, that's what I mean. I was trying to find a larger res.
Ooh, look at that.
That is Booby Fett, man. There's a lot of women who have that or called that online, but this is our Booby Fett, man.
I mean, look at them. Look at the figure. Look at them abs, man. Holy shit.
I would let her freeze me in carbonite. That's all I'm saying. Try changing your VPN endpoint, says Kato.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a picture that we've had many arguments over on this show.
Yeah, man, that picture particularly set Dax right off. Yeah, see, I'm restricted to using Google reverse image search, which sucks.
You know, I'm gonna save this image myself. I've never done it, so next time we need Booby Fett, I can find her quickly. I should save Booby Vader too. I wish they had the whole thing because it looks like she's wearing some interesting nylons there, and interesting stockings. Now there might be people out there going, "Why are they talking about booby fat?" It's because, unlike the man show, we are actually men who like women and won't be shamed for it later in life.
Exactly. All right,
are we hating on boobies? Boba again? No, we're not hating on her, man. We Sinatra had never seen her, and we just had the Darth Vader chick who was holy smoking hot.
Yeah, he was very, very.
That is an excellent picture.
All right, so here it is. You seen it?
No, I'm busy at the moment. Give me just a second. You know,
you're jerking it to booby fat, aren't you?
I'm not. I'm saving Darth Booby. So next time we need Darth Booby, I want to show Darth Booby to Dax and see what he thinks of her. She's not at a con, so I think he would be. There we go. I got you presented.
All right. So you guys have seen the image before, right? But
yes.
This is the test animation that I'm running where the moon and the car that drives down here will be seen. So if you can see my cursor, this is where the car will be doing its thing. And it's set on loop.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. And then it'll loop again.
The moon's moving a little bit fast, but...
Yeah, it's just a test. Yeah, there's no way the moon's going to move that fast when I'm done. It's going to take like an hour to move as far as it has.
It's either the moon is moving fast or that car is slow as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this for a second, Monkey. Look how it disappears behind those bars, right? And then disappears behind the building. You know how many layers are involved to pull that shit off?
4.
No, especially when you can see the headlights again later. That's actually really well done.
Holy and that shit. You can see the headlights up on the building.
Yeah.
About to drive over top of everything.
And the rough part is you have to make the car get smaller as it gets further away as well. It doesn't look like that's what it's doing, but if it wasn't doing that, your brain would tell you right away something's wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's really well done, man. It's not booby fat, but that's really well done.
Well, yeah, it's certainly not booby fat.
Why's my phone going off? Damn it. Why are people bugging me when I'm doing shit? I don't know what this is. All right. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that is cool. That is said in chat. That was cool. Why is it still presenting? I stopped presenting you. There we go.
On someone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you told me. Chrome keeps doing that to me, and then you suggested click on someone else and then click back, and then you'll be able to unclick from them. And that's what I have to do now. Chrome is going straight downhill, man.
Oh, that's what it is. Somebody sent in the full picture of Booby Fat. One, I don't like her face in this one. It's one, the camera angle's a little weird, but you can see the full costume, guys. There it is, down to the feet. Got them fishnets on.
See, she's got. I mean, that's great that you can see the whole thing, but like that's bad lighting because like the flash is just washing her right out. You can't see them fucking wicked abs and shit.
Yeah, it's also taking it a little further top down because you don't get the crotch as much.
Yeah,
and that's if you guys have been watching the show for a while, you know the first thing I look at is the crotch.
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing I do because. That's who I am. That's why that Miley Cyrus picture freaked me out so much. I'm like, I look right at the crotch and there's sharp metal teeth trying to bite me.
So I got a bunch of people say, it's like, are you going to do the moon or the bat signal thing? Yeah, the bat signal I'm actually working on right now. That's what I was doing. There's going to be a bat signal that's going to go off every now and then. I've got a green screen Spider-Man. I don't know if that's going to end up working, but I want a tiny Spider-Man swinging by from time to time. Like I said, this is supposed to be an animated background that's going to run as a video, and the video is going to be like 90 minutes long, right? Just to capture and play in the background during OBS. So the building lights, like the different apartment lights, are going to turn on and off. If you're paying attention, you'll notice that the moon itself is going to end up going behind some clouds because that's the way the real world works. The bat signal will come on. Cars are going to be driving up and down that street, et cetera, et cetera. Smoke from the chimneys, and it's going to rain for 5 minutes. Alternatively, I got a bunch of green screen rain coming in. But we were talking about Chrome. So I'm watching.
Oh, there's another good picture of her. I'm sorry.
I want to see it. Go ahead. Oh, damn.
I like that look right there. Oh,
I like that
fat.
look, but that's bad light on them titties, man. It makes them look like they're, fake.
Well, those are fake titties. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the way they're being pressed up under the skin. That's not a good look.
No, we did get several grill and pie. Oh, Pete. Yeah, see, there's much better. This is the original picture, just further back, so you see more of it. So you actually do
nice.
See the.
Is that it? Monkey in the morning?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna go grab that.
Me too. I'm gonna grab that. That's Booby Fett 2. I don't even need those guys in the background. What the fuck? I don't need those guys. They're ruining my picture.
So I'm watching Stick, Sex, and Hammer, right? Which isn't hard because he puts up like 4 or 5 videos a day.
Sure.
But the good part is that you only need to listen to the first 3 minutes because after that, he's rambling. Don't get me wrong. I love the guy to death, but Jesus.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's whatever it is he's talking about. He's made his point generally in the first 2 or 3 minutes, and then he starts relating it to the satanic panic, the death of the legacy media, the rise of alt media, etc. Is standby topics and general moral panics. He's talking, and he's absolutely convinced that the phase out of Hangouts means the phase out of live streaming, period. At this point, he's completely convinced of it. Like, I mean, at this point in time, he might change his mind, but right now, yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, they're trying to bring an end to live streaming on YouTube. That's the way it's going to go.
That's ridiculous. And here's why. They make a shit ton of money off of it.
See, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, Sticks, I get what you're saying. Like, he's like, he's making the argument that they're trying to corporatize it, which they are. And the handshake deals and contractual deals that they've made with the NBCs and so on, because you go to YouTube's main page, what do you see? It's the late night comedian skits and monologues with 2 or 3 million views being shoved down your throat, plus all of the, clickbait channels and shit that are family friendly. So they're making deals with people like that, especially the ones that are on RedTube that are they're willing to dump money to.
Hang on. That is a wonderful sound of the drink of the gods being opened. Go ahead.
Diet Pepsi?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say cream soda, but
yeah, well, Monkey has different gods. The heathen.
I do. They're heathens, but they're my gods. You leave them alone.
I'm sitting there thinking about it, and it's like, I don't know, Sticks, man. There's people that run some really high end with a fuck ton of viewers, and they're getting 30% of all them super chats. Yeah. Are they really going to bring an end to it? But it does leave us with the question: what the fuck is going to replace it? They're expecting everyone to go OBS.
No,
you said, you already say you don't think it's going to be Google Meet unless it's Google Meet for the public.
It's not. Here's the thing. The only part they're getting rid of is what we're doing right now. All of the other streaming that you've seen that people do, like what Sinatra does.
Yeah.
That can be done using Google Meets if you wanted to. Because Google Meet, the problem with Google Meet for this conversation is that it doesn't have an online feature. We could still go to Google Meets and have our conversation like this, and then you just put that into your stream so that it's coming up on your OBS, your Streamlabs OBS, whatever. That's the only part that's going away, is that this instant hangout thing we can do.
Right.
The meetup feature, that's still in Meet. You can still do that with a free account. But what they're doing, a lot of companies are using Google Hangouts on this to have their teleconferencing.
Is Monkey like cutting out for anyone or just me?
No, he's cutting out a little bit.
Oh shit. Sorry guys. Sometimes my internet goes to shit. Am I better now?
Yes.
Okay. Google has a lot of companies use this as a free telecommunication software so that they can have their conference calls without paying anybody for it.
Mm-hmm.
So what Google's doing is going, you can't do that anymore. You got to get Google Suite. And with Google Suite, you can have a Google Meet feature where you can still have those conference calls, but we get a little money from it. They're still going to have a free version of that where people could talk to each other. And that would be what this is right now. But there's no feature to instantly take it online. What they did instead is they have a feature where if you have a webcam set up, you instantly can go online.
Oh, shit. And it's almost 10 o'clock. I got to jump, guys.
Oh, all right. Cool, man. We'll see you later.
Right.
Thanks for coming by, man.
Have a good day.
So they did replace it with something. The rest of the way people stream is all still there. It's not changed. They gave it a fancy black background. It's still exactly the same, though. It's the same system. So the only thing you have to do different is you do have to either have a camera or be using OBS. Mm-hmm. And if you're using OBS, you're pulling the audio from wherever the hell you want to, whether you're pulling it from Hangouts or people use Discord. Some people still use what's that other program called?
Skype.
Skype. Thank you. Yes, so many people still use Skype, which I fucking hate.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm really impressed with some people's ability to make Skype very effective for live streaming. Beauty and the Beta come to mind. They make extremely effective use of Skype, but hey, they've had time to figure it out anyway.
Yeah, so the Hangouts isn't going any, well, live streaming on YouTube is not going anywhere. They've just taken this easy way to do it and gotten rid of it.
So for those of us who stream, namely yourself, as well, of course, right? What about the ease of being able to send out a URL as an invite for people to instant join? That will be gone with the webcam to Insta go live. No,
I haven't used that feature because I don't have a camera, and you cannot use that feature without a camera hooked up.
Okay, all right.
If you try using it, it's just like nah. I'm assuming it'll give you a thing just like this one does. Or that one might be solo only,
which kind of ruins the point of a whole lot of what a lot of people do. I mean, for Lords of the Night, for me, for comic book curation, I mean, it's all about being able to,
Have you watched that guy that Jim has been arguing with? That crazy fuck?
Oh, have I been watching him? No, I'm aware of who he is, though. Yes.
Okay. So, like, for him, it would be exactly the same because it's just him talking. He does it using a camera anyway.
Sure.
So he would just bam live. And a lot of people do that. But yeah, those of us who do it this way have to adapt. So, but so many people already use Discord or other features. And I haven't tried Meet yet, but I can't imagine it's going to be too much harder than this. Do people do streams on Discord? I don't know. They do. You can use Discord to get the audio that you're hearing.
Yeah.
I know. Go ahead.
Well, see, that was actually what just happened there, and what the audience heard is a function of why I'm really interested in using Discord to grab the voices or something else. Is the automatic audio ducking that happens on Hangouts. It drives me nuts. And Jack's like, Paul, you got to calm down, man. It's not that big of a deal. I'm like, it is a big deal because hey, natural conversation doesn't work that way. People do overlap in what they're saying. If you're sitting there talking, Monkey, and you're in the middle of a sentence and I say, right, like I'm just agreeing with you. Every time I say, yeah, whatever, it drops the audio on your voice for the audience listening. Do you know what I mean? And that's shit. That's not the way natural conversations are overheard. You can hear both voices, and the human mind is good enough to hear both and focus on the speaker. You know what I mean?
I'm so sorry. Yes.
And in the middle of my sentence, your sneeze just dropped my audio volume and everyone heard you sneeze. And audio ducking is extremely valuable for game streaming, for lots of other applications. It's a really cool tool, but to have it turned on constantly drives me fucking nuts. You can turn it off on Discord, capture the voices. It's not the greatest audio quality in the world, but it's better than fucking Hangouts, man.
Yeah, that's why I know a lot of people like streaming's going away, and I didn't see Styx, but I'm not surprised he's going that way because Styx seems to think that YouTube is just trying to destroy itself completely. I'm not. Oh, thank you for the bless you guys.
That is nice of them. That's great chat.
Indeed, best chat in the world, guys. But the changes that are being made for somebody like me, it is a huge change because I actually had to go find a different way to stream. And I still don't know how. Monkey in the Morning, again, it might just be me for the foreseeable future until I can get AT&T to get me better internet, because with the satellite, there's just simply no way to have a decent conversation.
That sucks.
There's like a 3-second delay between everything I say and the person hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
So unless okay, I'm done speaking. Go ahead.
Right. Over.
This is Monkey. Over. Yeah. Roger. I have to find a way around that, and I don't know how I'm going to. I'll still be able to join other people's streams with no problem, but to stream it myself, it's only going to be me for a while. And that does suck, but my ability to stream is still the same as it always was using OBS or any of those. The YouTube side of it is exactly the same. You have a stream key that they give you, and you can plug it into whatever encoder you use,
right,
and start streaming to YouTube. It doesn't have to be fancy. Watch my game streams. I don't do anything fancy. I play the game and talk.
That's cell carrier is also your ISP, right?
No.
Did you look into? Have you seen some of the quality that people can stream through their phones with if you use your phone as a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot?
Yeah, and if you're in a city, that's really nice.
But you don't get that kind of strength of signal out there.
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, unfortunately not. So everyone loves Frasier. What are we talking about there? You need to look at your duplex settings. I don't know what you're talking about there. Hay fever? No. No, it's just, I've been sick the last few days. If you guys heard me the other night, it sounded like I was fucking dying. Luckily, my voice does feel a little bit better.
Everyone on Twitter everyone on Twitter was saying you sounded like you were black.
Yeah, I heard that a few times.
Just struck me as funny.
I've been asked that when we first started, like Lords of the Night. A lot of people are you black? Like, no, I'm as honky gets. P Dog, have a good day, man. P Dog's going to go do his show. Don't forget to check that out, guys.
Now, P Dog, he's black. See,
he is black.
People have to understand the difference.
No, I am white as fuck, man. I'm Irish. My genetic makeup is 3/4 Irish, 1/4 Indian, and you would not know the 1/4 Indian in me. The only way the 1/4.
Wait, you're not black? P Dog says.
No, sorry, dog. I'm a honky.
Oh shit!
And I mean real honky. I am so white, y'all. If I step out in the sun for like 15 minutes, I will come back red as fuck.
You're the kind of guy who can get a moonburn.
I'm what they call a day walker. I have freckles. When my beard had color, because my beard is like all white now. It was red. I had a red beard, but I'm a blonde. So, my eyebrows are so white, they just blend into my face. I've actually shaved them off before to see if anybody notices, and nobody does. The only time you can tell I have eyebrows is if I get sunburned. My face is all red.
You shaved off your own eyebrows?
Yeah, just to be funny and see if anybody noticed. Nobody did.
That's funny.
Now, most of you, if you shave your eyebrows, people are gonna be like, something's different about you. Yeah, but mine, they just blend right into my face. Oh man, duplex is how audio is carried. You can look at the channel settings when talking about megahertz. I understand what you're talking about there. I just don't. I'm not sure what your what the point is, and I'm not being mean there when I say what's your point. What are you referring to? Why we should check that? That's
well. So if you have a duplex system, sound can go 2 ways as opposed to just going one way. I don't know if you've ever noticed that on a cell phone that when you start talking, it'll cut off the volume for the person that their sound coming in. Some they're uniplex, they're not duplex. You can't have signals both ways. So that person might be referring to me and my little complaints about audio.
Oh, I got you. And yeah, and if that's what you're talking about, no, this is a feature built into Hangouts. There's that I don't with our because we have the control room, but I don't think there's any way to change that.
I've looked around and I've Googled around for it. I could be wrong. I am by far the world's not the world's best user of Google and its adjustment features.
Yeah, there's very few things to adjust on here. I don't even see the I did start this stream, right? Yeah, so I should have the
it helps with the delay. Okay, cool.
You know where you can usually adjust people's sounds a little bit? That's not on here anymore.
You keep your bandwidth turned down, right, Monkey?
No, mine's all the way up.
Is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. The only time I turn it down is if I'm having a problem that day, because with my internet, that's not a weird thing to happen.
Right.
But yeah, I just keep it turned up almost all the time. How long did they take to grow back? A couple of months. Eyebrows grow back pretty fast, actually. People without eyebrows are freaky looking usually. Yeah. And it's something people generally notice, but like I said, mine are I was a towhead when I was little, man. My hair was white. When I was little, me and my little brother both had white hair, and my mom looked Indian, especially in the summer. She'd get really dark. My older brother looked black in the summertime. That lucky fucker never got a sunburn a day in his life. He just went dark. And then me and my little brother we're so hunky. But your hair is gay, right? Yeah, my top hair. My eyebrows are not gay. In fact, they're unruly at times.
So I don't know, man. That kind of leaves you in a really tough spot with fuck.
Like Monkey in the Morning?
Yeah, like I'm just trying to think about it. Like, I mean, you don't run it. I mean, it's all about signal, and you can adjust the signal strength through Discord, so it's not going to be as heavy duty, but then you're still going to be having to run OBS.
Well, the problem, everything else I can run. I have no problem running it. It's just that delay, and there's no way of getting around it. With satellite, there is latency. It just comes with the package, and they'll tell you that when you get it. It's like, look, my internet with that is really fast, but it takes a second to kick in.
Right.
It's fine when I stream because the people at home, they don't know they're 5 seconds behind me. It's you're used to that on a stream.
Yeah, as long as the people you're talking to in the actual hangout don't have the latency problem, then no. Yeah, it runs anywhere from I've counted 8 to 15 seconds is the variance between,
But when when the person you're trying to have a conversation with has that same issue, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, damn right.
So some people have suggested, try it on different platforms, and I probably should. I should check out Discord and see just how bad it is. The other day I'd forgot to unplug it, and when I went into the hangout with Satsu and Sinatra for the game stream at night, and there didn't seem to be any problem at first. And then it was like, hello, yeah, it's a horrible way to try to communicate, and I don't know a way to fix it, unfortunately. And I've tried to think of everything I can, and the only way I could do it is to capture audio somewhere off my computer, and I don't know how I'd even do that. Not in a good way.
Capture audio off your computer.
Yeah, not associate. Like if I could capture the audio through my phone and then pump that into the computer, that would work. But I can't think of a way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for right now, until I figure something out, as soon as they get rid of this, I'm gonna be on my own for a while.
See, I was trying to a large part of my thing is processing power, because I'm not a wealthy man. I work with the computers I have, which are 2 laptops, and one of them is kind of my dedicated laptop for schoolwork, basically. And ironically, it's the smaller, handier one. But it's got like twice the processing power of, it's got an i7 processor in it. This one, the one I'm currently on, has an i3. Like, but
okay,
you know, whatever. When I try running all the things, so I'm trying to like split the load across 2 ways. So this was the idea that we came up with the other day. What happens if you run OBS and you do a browser capture, which asks for a URL, right? So what would happen if I took the URL from somebody else's stream and plugged it into my capture? What would happen? Would I have access to their, would it, like if somebody out there who's in chat right now, right, were to see the URL, like the, you know, basically stealing an invite because you showed it on screen, right? And they were to type that URL into OBS, into the browser capture, would they see the Hangout screen, including the side chat? We ran an experiment. You know what happens?
What?
It displays sign into Google.
Oh, okay.
And since you can't interact with it, since it's just a capture, there's no way you can type your credentials in.
Bubba says get a Streamlabs, Polly. He's working on it. He's got other things he's working on.
I mean, there's the thing. It's like I've always joked that you know, when I get super chats and Streamlabs, it's like you guys can feel really confident because it's pretty much going to be going to comics. Well, the truth is, it's going to be going to some dental work that I've been putting off. And let me tell you something: Tylenol is not a replacement for dental work.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No.
I mean, the insurance that you're required through my doctoral program, like any graduate student on campus is required to get it, but it's really minimal dental care. So it's like, until I get the rest of the money that it doesn't cover, I'm off on that, right? But also to save up to buy like a PC. And I've got so many tech nerd friends amongst the minions where it's like, don't buy one, Polly, just build it. Look, Newegg, and I'm getting all these links from Newegg. It's like $450. You can have a computer. It's got like 7 times the power of the one you have right now, you know,
which is great if you can afford it. I understand that part of it. Speaking of afford, don't forget, guys, the Ranting Monkey is brought to you by you. I just dropped the Streamlabs link in there. If you can donate, please do so. If not, make sure you hit that the like button and the subscribe button and the share button. That's how we survive around here, because I'm cripple and broke. is that a good advertisement? I'm cripple and broke, y'all. There's my new tagline. Dental insurance is cheap. Yeah, I mean, you still have your deductibles and everything. Ours wasn't horrible, but man, it adds up after a while.
You know what the worst part is? It's a popped filling.
Oof.
Yeah. I was eating a Jolly Rancher and pulled the filling out.
Yeah, I don't fuck with hard candy anymore. I don't know how old people do it.
Yeah, well, dentures, that's how they do it. I don't give a fuck.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm actually excited because I've always wanted to use OBS to do more stuff with my stream and everything. I love the tip jars and things that people do, because people like to see a representation of what they've done.
Oh yeah, and I've got like 1,000,001 ideas of just fun stuff I'd like to do. Instead of the coins falling, it's a whole bunch of polydub avatar discs that are. Why the hell not?
Mine will be little monkey hands with their middle finger popped up right now. I don't know what I would do. There's just so much more you can, and I've always wanted to do it, and I've tried so many times. And by the you can still do it, and I'm like, I have to explain to them how bad my internet was, and they're like, oh yeah, you can't do it. I know.
Yeah,
my computer's plenty strong enough to handle that stuff. It's the internet, unfortunately.
So people are cracking all kinds of jokes about dental insurance, and it's not that expensive. You're right, but a lot of the because I'm on contract right now, as well as having a stipend separate from my scholarship. And a lot of the money goes to that. And the dental care is pretty goddamn good. But one of the things it doesn't cover is, replacement stuff, which this job counts as. You know, it's like, you know what it's like going to your dentist's office and getting like a cleaning, including fluoride treatment and descaling and like all of the fucking things every 6 months. And your dentist is like, so are you ever going to get that filling refilled? And I'm like, I don't know, man. You feeling generous this week? Like, yeah.
Oh, damn. It wouldn't. I tried to unmute and it wouldn't let me. You have Jack's Galactus image peeking behind the jar.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many fun things you can do with Discord, and you can change it all the time, right? Like, I mean, this one noir background that I have, and I've got a comic page one where our avatars are just inside of like comic book panels and shit. Yep, we were supposed to run a test stream on Friday that I had mentioned, but we never got around to doing it because Jack hurt his back, remember? And that was that afternoon he had hurt his back. So he hit me up on DMs and was like, no, man, I can't do it tonight. And I'm like, it's cool, man. Go lay down.
Yeah, I hope he's feeling better. Jack, if you're out there, man, I hope you're feeling okay, man. Hurting your back, especially Jack's like older than me. It sucks, y'all.
It sucks. He said by DMs he's still hurt, but he thinks that he should be better in like a few days. Like he's on the mend. And I was like, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. And his doctor is not like my doctor. My doctor's a prude, man. You know what anything that remotely even reminds him of opiates, you ain't getting it. You know, no fun drugs, in other words.
You know, so many doctors have gone that way. And here's the thing. Sometimes it's necessary. They're not always bad. And that's when they were talking on the I don't know how much you watched of the debates, Polly, but they actually absolutely the executives at these companies, they should be held liable for the opioid crisis. And like, they made a drug that has an actual purpose. And the fact that I'm not saying they might not have, helped push it more than they should have or something, but blaming them for people misusing it is fucking stupid. Now, my old doctor, if you were in pain, he would do anything he could to get you out of pain, because his motto seemed to be, you should never be in pain. I like a doctor like that. Now, he wouldn't give you a year's supply, but, immediately, bam, take this so you feel better. And of course, almost always it was, Vicodin or Oxy or something strong that's going to take the pain away.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, even small usage of this stuff can fuck you up, but the drugs aren't the problem. It's the usage that's the fucking problem. The way people are using that made me feel better. I need it again, even though I don't hurt right now. I know a woman who gets them constantly still. She's not in pain. She's not in pain. She just goes to her doctor and tells her she doesn't feel well, and he gives them to her. And that's different. Jack should be on opiates right now. He should be laying down somewhere not feeling that so he can get better. It's not always a good thing to feel your pain. Yeah, we're going to blame the people who made it because they're bad people. Like, no, they were trying to help people not be in pain. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's just annoying to me. I hate that. That's how you end up with the house or with House. Hey, House did his job, didn't he? House did everything right. It's a man with chronic pain. Look, by all means, I should be on that shit all the time. I hate big pharma conspiracy theorists. Yeah. Make car manufacturers liable for car deaths, herpaderp. Yeah, it's basically that. Like, these cars go faster than the speed limit, and somebody was caught speeding. It's the car manufacturer's fault.
Well, see, there's the thing about liability, right? It's like, and understandable, and I think justifiable negligence suits and cases. It's like, when the item, product, whatever it is, was used as directed, it resulted in an injury.
Yes.
Or, God forbid, death. And so, like, if you make a car and it's like, yeah, we could have replaced the struts with ones that we knew that would be more reliable during an impact. And sure, a few people burnt to death, but we didn't tell them to run into anybody. It's like, no, that person was using the car as directed. The impact wasn't necessarily their fault, and the struts failed. You could have picked a better one. There's actual negligence there. The reason, and I'm going to relate it back to something that's a particular interest to me, is that Congress a number of years ago passed a law that no class action lawsuits against firearm companies for the use of their arms when they're being used as directed. You show me the firearm company that tells you and your fellow gangster buddies to go shoot guys that disrespected you in the street.
Right.
That's that no firearm company ever directed you to use their product in that way. They're for target shooting, they're for hunting, they're for precision rifle shooting, they're for self-defense, they're for all sorts of things, but they're not for settling fucking scores in the streets that are largely existing in your imagination or trying to prove a point to your friends. You know what I mean? Like, or, I accidentally shot myself. Did the safety fail? So there's some kind of mechanical negligence on the company's part? If you can't demonstrate that, no, you shouldn't be able to go after firearm companies. The reason why you could go after cigarette companies is because you were using the product as directed and it did cause harm and they damn well knew it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you on everything you just said there. And that's the point, is that the point I'm making is if you're using the opiates as directed,
yeah,
it's not a problem. The problem is people using them beyond the direction, and doctors were the ones who were doing this.
Like, if anything, like perhaps going after doctors, like it's a more sustainable argument to go after pain clinics that hand out opiate scripts like candy.
Sure, I can give you that.
I don't know what the details of that are. I haven't thought through it very in any great depth, but that's a more sustainable argument on the face of it than the drug companies. What do you mean? They made a product that dulls pain through pain receptors, etc. Opiates. What's the problem? There's nothing faulty about the product when used as directed, you know?
Every one of them who was questioned said, absolutely, we should go after them. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? For what? For what? What did they do illegal? And the answer is, oh, we don't know. They didn't do anything illegal. But because you brought up the cigarette one, and I get what you're saying there, and I have no problem with that. But that's the one that led to everybody, okay, now we can get anyone. Now we can get anyone. Literally, I mean, people have made the joke, so I'm going to sue McDonald's because they made me fat. Well, you can, by what we've been told with that. Yeah. And the problem is they don't make the distinction that you did when used as directed. Smoking a cigarette, there is literally nothing. Okay, I want to take that back. There are times that smoking is good for you. There's actually an episode of House where he prescribes a cigarette to somebody. And you know what he prescribed? Once a day. And it's because the tobacco use can be shown to, I think it was a bowel problem.
Okay.
And it helps settle that down. But again, that's not smoking 2 packs a day. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, okay. Gilcado brings up a point that, you know, I hope I was clear. Like, I'm not trying to dispense legal advice. I'm just talking about like maintaining arguments on a sound, reasonable basis. He says,
sure,
Oxy was marketed as non-addictive when it was hella addictive. Of course, something that's an extremely strong opiate is extremely addictive. Did they actually market it as non-addictive? That's mind-blowing. Like, that's wild. It's like less addictive than this other kind, less addictive, because I know there's a difference between Oxycontin and the time-released one. Oxycodone. I forget which one is time released and which one's instant release. In any case, the point I'm making is like, did they really say that? If they did, yeah, they opened themselves up to a lawsuit on a prima facie surface level, thinking of it, being not a lawyer. It's like, yeah, you tell people that it's not addictive and it's like addictive as fuck. Like, come on, there's negligence and misleading advertising for sure.
Yeah, I just pulled up a article. Purdue Pharma sales pitch downplayed risk of opioid addiction. What just happened to my screen? Oh God, I'm so tired of these things. Stop giving me full page ads. 2 decades ago, Purdue Pharma produced thousands of brochures and videos that urged patients with chronic pain to ask their physician for opioids such as Oxy, arguing that concerns over addiction and other dangers for the drug were overblown. Well, saying they were overblown is not the same as saying they didn't have any addiction problems. Fear should not stand in the way of your relief, is what one of their things said. Well, that's fair. I mean, unless they said it wasn't addictive, I think that's a hard sell. I mean, they'll win in a lawsuit over it, but because juries tend to go with the plaintiff anyway.
Do they?
Plaintiff, is that the right one? The one who's suing.
Yeah.
Oh, when it comes to a big company like that, oh fuck yeah.
Do they really? I don't know the stats on that. Never looked them up. Is that true? They tend to go with
what usually happens in those cases, juries, not only do they go with the plaintiff, they hand out huge fucking ridiculous awards.
Right.
And then it goes to an appellate court who goes, fuck no. Even on the ones where they're like, we agree with the decision. You're not going to have to pay $10 bajillion out of it. So yeah.
Did we ever talk about the coffee lady from McDonald's who burnt herself and sued McDonald's for selling hot coffee?
I don't think we've talked about it on this show. I've talked about it. We talked about it on Lords of the Night and stuff.
Did you guys like see the pictures and talk about that aspect of it?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, a woman burned herself really badly. She had a cup of coffee sitting in her lap, and she hit something or I don't remember exactly how it happened, but the coffee spilled and just burned the fuck out of her thighs.
And like the pictures of her thighs, like peeled off skin. You would think somebody hit her with a fucking branding iron. It was like just nuts. It's like, coffee did that to you? What the fuck temperature was the coffee? And then it's like, well, McDonald's was keeping their coffee at a completely undrinkable temperature because it would shelf life, something like that, or whatever the fuck.
Actually, it wasn't all of McDonald's. It was several franchises and stuff, because they had rules in place. And this is one of the reasons they got in trouble, is they had rules in place. They knew what temperature it was supposed to be, and they absolutely ignored it. So they got sued, and there's a lot of people who joke about that. One, you shouldn't drive with your coffee in your lap any fucking way, no matter what temperature. You guys do realize coffee is boiling, right? When they serve it to you.
Yeah,
it's boiling. Even if this coffee hadn't been as hot as it was, she still would have burned the shit out of herself. Probably not as bad as she did. Well, obviously not as bad as she did, because she had horrible burns, man. Horrible.
Yeah, they were.
But
those pictures, man, wow,
they're disgusting.
Yeah.
We can't even show them on stream because YouTube would be like, you can't show nasty pictures. But you'd still burn the shit out of yourself. Don't drive with your coffee in your lap. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Especially in a fucking little paper cup. Fucking paper cup. What are you doing?
Yeah, and it was like those really old school cups that they don't use anymore. Like, like a modern coffee cup. I know that sounds so stupid, but like it was a foam cup with those lids that go on where if you slightly squeeze, the lid will pop off. And you get those paper cups now where it's like, I must have the wrong size lid. It's like, no, you have to, you get it on there and it snaps on like a fucking, it's like, yeah, guess where that came from.
Red Hawk has pointed out repeatedly, fused her labia to her leg. Yeah. I mean, it just burned the shit out of the woman.
The reason I bring it up is like, I mean, that's the perennial example that everyone brings up of the stupid person that's suing for frivolous reasons. And it's like, it sounds like it, but come up with a different example, because
I have a much better example.
Yeah, there's hundreds of examples of actually frivolous cases, although that one sounds like it totally wasn't,
No, the one that I always think about is this. It was a burglar breaking into a home, and he fell through the skylight, and he sued them because it wasn't safe. He sued the homeowners.
Wow.
There's also a homeowner who sued himself because he got hurt on his own property.
What's the purpose in that? He was suing his company? I don't understand. What?
He was suing himself for the insurance. I mean, your insurance pays that.
Right. He was insured for injury, and he himself was okay.
Hi, Weebs. Yes, we are still live. If you want to come on, let me know. I'll throw you a link. No, there's tons of those kind of things.
As Weibo said on Twitter today, she might want to come on and do little work and judge me. She enjoys that.
I saw that. I saw that, and she enjoyed not having to do any work other than judging you, which is what I do here. Weebs, you should come on more. It's fun. Now, I have to warn you, he judges back over here harshly at times.
That was my pitch to her. I said, honestly, Weebs, like the whole point is you get to judge the women and my taste at the same time while I record. And I'm going to be the one who does the editing afterwards. So you really just got to show up and be really judgy. And I know you can do that. And so, yeah, that was my pitch to her.
Weebs and I have never worked together, except on streams.
Never a single video, not one.
Nope.
Wow.
She has better taste than that.
No,
she's smarter than that.
It was a blast. I had a bunch of people say you guys should do another video, and I totally want to. It was a lot of fun.
She's a sweetheart. Very smart girl too. Weibo, stop listening because I'm gonna talk nice about you. When I first ran into Weibo, when I first found her videos, I sat there and I watched like 10 of them in a row. And for somebody her age, the amount of research she put into her videos was just fucking amazing. Oh, Weebs, you're going out to the VidCon thing, right? Is that what you're packing for? Is that what your vacation is? Because I know that's coming up here soon too. But I was really impressed by the research she put into it. Because one, it made me feel bad. It's like, fuck, I don't put that much research into mine. I just come on and talk shit. But she's funny and smart and of course beautiful. So I love Weebs, and yeah, she just has better taste than than working with me. The only reason I listen to Though Monkey to hear you speak well of me. Oh, but you have a booger, honey. She says no, that's next week. Okay. I haven't kept up with VidCon because I'm not going. I don't give a fuck.
What are your 4th of July plans, Monkey?
There not much because it's just me and Lady Monkey. There's actually fireworks that are done very close to my house. I can just sit out in my yard and watch. So
nice.
We'll be live, but I think I'm going to talk to the guys. It's not my night, is it? I don't believe so. Yeah, it's Thursday, so it's Satsu's night. I think I'm gonna take a little while off, and if Lady Monkey wants to, just go sit and watch the fireworks with her for a little bit, and then come back.
I'm gonna do what I do every year: get patriotic as fuck. So I'm going to read about the revolution, probably some of the Federalist Papers or something along those lines. Go shoot some guns, and then go drink.
I got to ask you, as somebody who's into this stuff too, does it bother you that more Americans don't read the Federalist Papers?
In and of itself, no. I would. In and of itself, no. That you meaning like that one hasn't read the Federalist Papers by the time you've finished high school, at least the very, very key ones. That's on the education system. It's not on the individual. The idea that you could come out of high school and not know that stuff or like not have a basic familiarity with it blows my mind.
Well, I've seen some weird things put up about how they're teaching the Constitution these days, especially the Second Amendment. How they're teaching why we have the Second Amendment,
right?
Is just fucking absurd. Like we have the Second Amendment, because they said guns. There's actual reasoning for it. It bothers me every time I see somebody, and we've had a president do it. It's like, this is just old word. It's just words talking about the Constitution. It's just old words. No, these were very, very smart men, learned men, people who had studied history, and they were like, we don't want to make these mistakes, and here's the reasons we're putting it this way. And they wrote it all out. They had wonderful arguments back and forth, the pros and cons. They're already fucking there.
Yeah,
they're already fucking there.
You know, and then somebody in chat, Brian O'Connor, read the Anti-Federalist Papers.
Anti-Federalist,
yes,
yes,
absolutely. Understand why you know to have a federal government that has any kind of strength whatsoever is just begging to create a tyranny, and here's why. Listen to the arguments. Absolutely. Why did the Federalist position win out? Understand why. It's crucial to get politics in America.
I would argue that the Anti-Federalist Papers are almost more important than the Federalist Papers.
Yeah, because that's the argument lost.
Yes, yes. And I think I would argue I learned more reading those arguments that I wouldn't have thought of because I'm not as smart as those guys were. But yeah, I sat here, God, probably 2 decades ago and just read through all of them and like some of these arguments are arguments we have at this day.
Yeah,
yeah.
You can refer right back to them. The two central tensions in American politics will never be resolved. That's why it's a tension: fear of despotism and fear of tyranny of the majority. Well, how do you get rid of tyranny of the majority? You have a central, strong leader. A monarchy will absolutely destroy tyranny of the majority. But if you have a monarchy, you have the very likely possibility of despotism. So how do you stop despotism? A complete and utter democracy, an open democracy where everything's voted on. But then you have tyranny of the majority that way, and the minorities get screwed. So how do you solve? And it's back and forth. There is no solution to that. So what do? You run a system that runs a series of checks and balances between those two things, kind of like they set up. It's not. What's the guy's name on Young Turks? Somebody from chat's going to know because they always know.
Which one?
Not Cenk, not the gay guy, James Idarola, not the comedian guy they bring on every now and then. He's an older guy. He's on Turner Classic Movies as well because his father's a big producer. He's an older guy, wears glasses. He kind of looks like hipster type dude. He was the guy that if you ever watched the 2016 presidential election, Young Turks, from smugness to burnout, you know, the video supercuts people have made. He's the guy who makes the comment, and this is why I'm bringing him up, that, oh, come on, the founding fathers, I'm so sick of hearing about them. I mean, they were all slave owners and they died before they were 40. They weren't that smart. He's that guy. And it's like, dude, you completely missed the fucking point. If that's what you fucking think. Oh, we're not saying like these guys were, yes, they were learned. Yes, they were smart. The point is that they were smart enough to set a system that balances against itself. It's not that they were super geniuses and therefore they can do no wrong. It's that they had differing ideas and hashed out a system that balanced between all of their ideas. That was the brilliance, the compromise of the American system between despotism and tyranny of the majority.
Well, the movie for honors, I think Joe Pesci's speech at the end, that's what it is for me. Non-Vitae Rex, thank you. Good morning, guys. Who would you cast as Uncle Ben in the MCU? You know, if he was still alive, that is.
Damn it, you stole my joke. I was just about to say the Crypt Keeper. Oh, you mean if he were alive?
Oh God, give me a minute on that one. We'll come back to that. At the end of For Honors, Joe Pesci gets up and he gives a speech about the founders, and what he says, the founders were smart enough to know they didn't know everything.
Yeah,
and that is built into that. It's like, look, everything that they wrote. Well, not everything. There's parts that you'd have to almost have a revolution to change, but the whole system is set up to change over time as needed. Yes, they were slave owners. But it was built into there that slavery could be ended by the federal government at any time as the country changed and realized how fucking horrible that shit was. These were men who knew that, 200 years from now, the world is going to be completely different. And they built a system that still works.
There's the thing. I was watching... Ben Shapiro's Sunday Special.
Yeah.
And he was interviewing a guy who got it almost exactly right at a point that I rarely hear people bring up. You know what the average length of the existence of a constitution in the Western world is?
I don't.
He said it was 17 years. It's actually 16.
Jesus fuck.
It's actually 16 years. You know how old the American Constitution is?
We're 200 and what?
Well, it was ratified in 1787, and I'm not an arithmetic guy, so from 1787 up until 2019.
Yeah, long time. Long time.
Yeah, and it's like it's hard to think about it because it doesn't seem right. But America is a revolutionary government. Yeah, it is. It was a successful revolution. How many of those can you count?
Right, no shit. It just bugs me that so many people, they just don't understand. And that's why I asked about, the Federalist Papers. Like, you just don't understand what these men did for us, what they set up for us. They're proud to be an American thing. And we have the 4th of July coming up. And I told you guys before, I'm pro-American. Yeah, we've had some horrors in our past. There's things that we might do better. But I fucking love this land, and I love what these guys set up, and it kills me that so many people are like, it's just a piece of paper. Like, go fuck yourself. But Brian says 222 years. Damn.
Yeah, there you go.
Damn.
I mean, that's it. And people say there's no such thing as American exceptionalism. That's jingoistic, and it's ego talking. And it's like, no, it's a simple matter of fact. You show me another country that was spawned out of a revolution. A political revolution, not a social revolution. Keep in mind, that's one of the reasons it was successful. And had a constitution that lasted that long when the global average is 16 years. Come on. That is exceptional. And I'm not saying that means every other country sucks. It's simply a different category of bizarre success that needs to be looked at. That's all. Fucking bugs me.
As for Uncle Ben in the MCU, Thor's brother, have him do it. I mean, they got a young Aunt May. Why not?
I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with him. With Hiddleston, the actor who plays Loki.
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom,
yeah, the TV show. I mean, he's a great actor. It's so fun to watch him play Loki. He does comedy well. He does menacing well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I don't like his long face. It bothers me.
Chicks dig him, man.
I know, and I don't understand it. He looks like he should be playing Ichabod Crane. Oh, some people are saying 232. Sorry. He forgot to carry the one. Okay, 232. 232 years when the average is what, 17? You said 16?
16.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you because 4th is coming up. So, last year I did a live read on Discord of the Declaration of Independence because I love reading it. It's so well written. I really get into this stuff around this time of year, right? And I'm an idealized fan of the time period. So, there's a first piece of trivia. Who proposed independence? Who was the guy who did it at the Second Continental Congress? Who proposed it? Who had the balls?
I honestly don't know that.
Richard Henry Lee of Virginia.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand this, that the Continental Congress was not just about leaving. That came
way later. They didn't get together. Yeah, they didn't get together to talk about independence. They got together to talk about how can we fix this? How can we mend our relationship with the homeland and reestablish our rights as freeborn Englishmen? That was the claim.
Can you talk for just a minute? I need to run to the restroom real fast.
Sure. So yeah, okay.
Give them a history lesson. I'll be right back.
I get to bore everybody with my focus on history. So yeah, Richard Henry Lee put forward the motion because it's wild. 5 years before 1776, when independence was declared, 1771, nobody was talking about independence. Nobody. There were radicals in Massachusetts that were talking about it, but we're talking about fringe people that had been talking about it for 15, 20 years, that had always been pushing for it. But they were radicals, weird, fringe drunkards. The average colonist, independence was not even on their mind. And then, here it is, 1776, and a guy from Virginia, one of the delegates, is proposing to independence from England. Are you crazy? That's what was it? What's his name from North Carolina said that's like setting a rickety ship to sea during a storm and expecting it to survive. How could we possibly survive without the motherland? It's wild. I love how quickly independence came on. And this is the thing, and I'll repeat it when Monkey gets back. I love how incredibly simple his motion was. It wasn't poetic. It wasn't long. It was as straightforward and succinct as Richard Henry Lee could make it. Be it resolved that these colonies are of right and ought to be free and independent states. That's it. And, you know, any kind of motion at that time and still to the day is voted yay or nay. You know, be it resolved. Do you think that it is resolved that this is the case, or do you think that no, it shouldn't be resolved, and we will not be resolute in the decision that these colonies are of right and ought to be free and independent states? Interestingly, here Monkey isn't back yet, so I can tell you guys, and then we'll test Monkey's knowledge. When did independence get passed? Because Richard Henry Lee puts that motion before the Continental Congress, and they voted on it. What was the date that happened on? Because one would think it was the 4th of July. It wasn't. That's not why the 4th of July is celebrated as Independence Day. Until Monkey gets back. Where did Monkey go? Check your logic, gas. He went to go take a whiz. Fix bayonets. Oh, Mr. Monopoly. You brought up my favorite fucking person from the Civil War. Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain of 32nd Maine or the 34th Maine. I can't remember, but Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain, what a fantastic character that guy was. You want to talk about patriots. I mean, you wouldn't... A professor of literature and oratory, and he becomes a war hero because he thinks the Union is that worth preserving, leaves his comfy college existence to go volunteer, asked for time off from his faculty to go volunteer, to be an officer, to fight for the Union cause. They deny him. So he comes back a week later and says, okay, can I have a research sabbatical? And they say, oh, you want a research sabbatical, some time off from your work to go conduct independent research? Sure. So they give him the time off. He goes down into the local recruitment office and volunteers. Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain is the... Mr. Monopoly brought up Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain from the Civil War. He's one of my favorite and not often talked about characters, in my opinion. Like, he's just ultra patriot, never wanted any focus on himself, but just his exploits in his life are so worth studying. He's an amazing man.
Yeah, not familiar. You know, right before I left, you get to bore everybody. And I know a lot of people who hated history in school. It was always one of my favorite subjects. And people, you know, the last 5 letters of history is story. I've seen people watch movies that literally they're stolen from historical events and just, you know, redone. And I love this movie. Like, yeah, you realize that's from this or that, you know, that's a historical thing that you should have known about already, you fucker. I love history. I think it's great.
Oh, Brian O'Connor brings up something that not a lot of people know either. That Lee, as in Robert E. Lee, married into George Washington's family. Yeah, he absolutely did. He married Martha Washington. He married her granddaughter because George and Martha did not have children together.
Right.
Martha Dandridge had children from her. She was a widow when George Washington married her, and she had 2 children from her previous marriage to Augustus. So Lee, Robert E. Lee, was marrying into 2 huge families, the Dandridges and the Custuses, and then associated with George Washington, his wife's granddaughter. I mean, can you imagine the devastation it was? And this is a guy who graduated first in his class from West Point, Robert E. Lee, the guy who had never received a single point of demerit during his entire time at West Point, was one of the most skillful generals. Can you imagine the disappointment from Lincoln that Lincoln felt when he found out that Lee had turned down his offer to lead the Northern Army to go fight for the South? Can you imagine how fucked Lincoln must have felt? Like, not screwed over, just like, oh God, we lost the man. Yeah, the guy.
And he was a better general. He absolutely he was a
pound for pound. He was
much better. Grant's idea of strategy was throw men at him, and it worked because they had more men. Sinatra, thank you. I'm sending this as a super chat so you know how serious I am. Listen to Dan Carlin Hardcore history. It is the best history podcast ever. Oh, hang on. Let me write
I
that
don't
down.
know of it, but I'm going to open a tab. I want to go check that out.
Dan Carlin. Now, is that on YouTube or is it just because he says podcast? Is that a YouTube thing or is that on
it's like a proper iTunes podcast? Or
you don't have to super chat that answer, but thank you for the super chat, bud.
Mr. Monopoly answer was the 30th Maine that Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain was from. I couldn't remember whether it was the 32nd or the 34th, but like his exploits at Little Round Top during Gettysburg, the balls, man. Like it's those things that sound made up, the courage, the glory. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't glorious for them there. No, I'm sure it was hell on earth, but holy shit, the stuff that he pulled off through like pure leadership, especially when you're, like I said, he was a professor of oratory, man. This guy had no military training.
Tyra asked if I got the Streamlabs. I didn't get a donate or a notification. I am so sorry. Thank you so much for the donation, Tyra. Most of these people never served the country and never stepped foot out of their comfort zone. I'm a proud military vet of 18 years and counting. One, thank you for your service. And yeah, I'm still on the fence about compulsory service because I think it would help so many people, but I don't like the idea in general. And real quick, Chicago Mike, thank you. I like the history guy on YouTube.
So the monkey, I real asked,
quick,
yeah, sure.
Sinatra says yes, all of the above. So I'm guessing YouTube, iTunes, all of that.
So he's doing what you're doing, which is good. You hit all the platforms, man. There's podcasters that I listen to on like iTunes or the Google Play Store where I get my podcasts from. And it's like, man, why don't you have a channel on YouTube? Like, do you realize how many viewers you're not accessing by simply not uploading the audio alone?
Yeah. I haven't uploaded in a while and I got to get back to doing that. I just keep forgetting. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm choking to death over here.
Well, then I will ask you the question whilst you gain your breath. The trivia question I put the chat while you were off in the necessary. See what I did there?
I saw that.
Okay. That was the term at the time.
It was.
Yeah. And if you ever have a chance to make it out to Mount Vernon, which you absolutely should, George Washington's homestead. Yeah, that's what they actually call the bathrooms there, the necessary, still to the day, because that was the term at the time. That's great. Wow. Yeah, nice touch. In any case, Richard Henry Lee's motion for independence, that these colonies are of right not to be free and independent states.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was proposed and passed on the 2nd of July. So why do we celebrate Independence Day on the 4th?
Oh, I know this. Fuck. Oh God.
It's actually a complicated reason, but the main reason that most people cite is
I've heard this before and it's escaping me.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Like I said, it's not you need to know this. It is trivia, thus trivial, but whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember.
That's the date that they ratified the text of the Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
And people say that's the date they signed it. Well, a lot of them weren't actually in Philadelphia on that day, where it was signed at Independence Hall. Well, it was called Independence Hall later. It was actually Philadelphia State Hall at the time. But in any case, the John Hancock, of course, famously signed it right away. With the huge text.
It's fuck you to the British.
Yeah. Oh, so the Boston Tea Party, right?
Sure.
Yeah, dressed up as Indians, went through all the British East India tea overboard because it was taxed tea. All other tea was made illegal because it was untaxed, did not have the proper stamp on it. It curbed Chinese importation of tea. Guess who had the largest store of privately owned non-taxed tea that all became contraband as soon as the English passed that law? Guess who in Boston became broke overnight with crates full of tea that he couldn't sell legally anymore?
Oh, God. No clue. Sam Adams.
John Hancock.
Oh, John. Yeah, makes sense.
You see the guy's beef?
Yeah, Hancock was pissed.
Yeah, he had. Yeah, it's like, will I be president of the Continental Congress? Fuck yes, I will. Do you know how they like he was a wealthy man, and most of his money was tied up in trade goods that were largely made illegal by British tax practices. Yeah, he had reason to be angry. But it was so the other reason that it was passed, like, it's tradition is why it's July 4th. Because, well, if it was passed on the 2nd, shouldn't it really be the 2nd? John Adams thought it would. And he wrote in correspondence to his wife, Abigail Adams, that this will be celebrated years hence with illuminations, their word for fireworks and drinking and song and dance and everything. And he was referring to July 2nd when they had actually passed the motion that we had declared, yes, independence from Britain. But it ended up being 2 days later with the ratification. It became tradition in a really big way because 3 presidents died on July 4th. They were all part of the revolution. They were all founding fathers. Do you know who they are?
No.
Well, James Monroe, who was an actual soldier, he crossed the Delaware with Washington as a very young man, and later, of course, became president. Much later, became president. So he was an actual revolutionary soldier and politician. So that guy did the whole thing. Great, underrated president, in my opinion. The 2 guys that he died on the 4th of July. The 2 guys everybody talks about the most, of course, are Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, who both died not only on the 4th, but on the same day in the same year, on the 4th of July.
Within hours of each other, yeah.
Yeah. And one of Adams' famous last sayings on his deathbed, he's like, we're so many of those with the spirit of 76, referring to the revolutionaries, right? So many of us are dying, but it's okay because Jefferson lives. Actually, Jefferson had died 2 hours prior. So it becomes this cemented date as time goes on, that the 4th, and thus over tradition is, even though it wasn't the date of independence, doesn't matter. That's the date.
Well, it's still like the same with the year. We celebrate 1776 as the birth of our country, but it's not when everything was actually ratified and became legal.
Yeah, I mean, the Constitution itself was ratified in 87. It's not
10 years later, or
well, and then on top of that, it was only 1791 when the Bill of Rights was ratified, which really made it a complete constitution that all of the states had now agreed. So really, it's a complete country in 1791.
1776. That started it all, man. It did, though. I mean, that's why that was the spark.
I agree. I mean, and the people who started the spark themselves were always referring to the spirit of 76, the move of 76. They themselves saw it as the year. It's the year. It's the perfect year to identify that way.
1776. Growing up, my brother was born in 76. I was born 75. He was in 76. So he got all the cool quarters, the bicentennial quarters.
Right.
Mine were like, nobody cared about mine. I was always jealous of that. But yeah, all the way, through grade school, we heard about the bicentennial over and over again. And we're talking, into the mid 80s, almost a decade past it. It's such a big part of us. And the poll we talked about earlier, the proud to be American, your pride in America, that bothers me, man. That bothers me.
It's Sinatra just comes in old.
me. I'm okay being old, man. I was never somebody who was afraid of getting old. I embraced it. I wanted to be old when I was younger.
I hear you, and it bothers me too. And what bothers me more than that, to be honest, is to hear the thick-headed, in my opinion, dumb statements of, America's the best. Why? Because America. Who else can compare?
America, bitch.
Yeah, have some fucking reasons. It's like, why is America the best? It's a country that's based entirely on individual freedoms, and my God, we love our freedoms. We're willing to die for them.
Yep.
Like it's like
live for your time, motherfucker.
There's an answer. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, it's not just we're the best. Like, what does that mean? I
get what you're saying with that too. Because that's patriotism without a reason, and that's dangerous, actually. No, yeah, I have my reasons why I think America's the best. And have you been to other countries? Like, I don't need to. I can Tell me in which one of those I'm as free as I am here.
And then poor Farr says, that's better than me, Monkey. All I got was the Port Arthur massacre. That's the massacre, the mass shooting that caused the big gun control act in Australia.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just bumped my mic. Yeah. I remember that. I remember reading about it when people were like, that's why they took them away. Well, at least that's better than having Christ Church as your reason they took them away.
It is, but then, you know, Farr's mentioned that a couple of times before, and there's like some great gallows humor from it. She's got a good sense of humor when it comes to stuff like that. It's like, oh, I'm guessing the date I'm associated with. And it's like, Jesus. But I mean, there's more guns in Australia now than there was before the so-called buyback. When it's a mandatory buyback program, it's a confiscation. Don't call it a buyback.
It's a buyback, Polly. They're not taking your guns. Where's that at? Monkey Sold, he saw the signing of the Declaration. Look, if I had a chance to go back in time, like movies where you can jump back in different points of time, one of the points, I would go back and watch the signing. That would be fucking amazing.
Have you been to Independence Hall?
No, I've only ever driven through Pennsylvania. Never had a chance to go stop anywhere there.
If you do ever have a chance to see it, and you can do a virtual tour of it, but of course nothing takes the place of being there in person. It's amazing how small of a room it is. It's amazing how small all of these things are when you go to them. Like when you see the entire West Wing of the White House, for example, when you see how small the Oval Office actually is, it's great. It's not, they're not palaces, and they were never meant to be. It's a people's house. It's great.
Chicago Mike says, Monkey, I'm turning 48 tomorrow. Hopefully you will feel younger. I don't mind feeling old. The only part that I hate about the way I feel is how broken my body is. Age-wise and all that, I don't give a fuck. I'm happy to be 44, man. No, growing up in Virginia, I got to see a lot of Civil War areas.
Yeah.
There's Colonial Williamsburg where you can go see the stuff from the Revolution that's there. But yeah, never got to go to like the White House or anything further north. But man, Gettysburg. Whew.
I've never been to the Gettysburg battlefield. My God, would I love to go see Big and Little Round Top to get a sense of it. It would be
just going there, man. Just that when you, it's just, I can't explain it. There is just this feeling that hits you. And I've always wondered this, if people who know nothing about it, you know, nothing about the war and what happened, if they went there, if they would get that same feeling, or if it's just because I know what took place, you know. I know the historical significance. I know how many men died there and what they were fighting for and how horrible that moment in our history was. If people who had no idea that, if they'd go there and feel that same thing. Because Polly, being a history buff, I will tell you, you walk onto that field, it'll make you want to cry, man.
Oh, I believe it. I'm sure it would be like, you know, like Lincoln says, hallowed ground. Like, you know, you just, you know, you don't want to talk too loud, and you know, it's all those things. Yeah.
Yeah. It was amazing, man. I've never felt anything like that. But yeah, I've been to lots of one of the coolest things I don't know if it's still there in downtown Norfolk. There's a building, and I forget what building it is. There's a cannonball still in the wall that got hit during the Civil War. And it actually fell out once. So they put it back in and cemented it in place.
Nice.
It's really cool. But yeah, Virginia's full of fucking history. But yeah, unfortunately, I never got to go anywhere else. There's history all around your country, motherfuckers. You should go check it out.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it gets away from the revolution thing, but like, you know, it amazes me that people in Colorado don't go check out like the Old West history. I mean, the unbelievable amount, like they've got as much as Arizona has in terms of like Old West. I mean, John Holiday lived there, Doc Holliday, he died in Colorado. Like the list just goes on and on. I know I have a couple of friends in Colorado, and there's nothing to see. And I'm like, you need to get into some Western shit, because there's a million things to see in Colorado related to that.
My in-laws grew up in a place very near to the Mark Twain caves. And I did not find this out until they were actually all moving out. We were my father-in-law, well, my wife's grandma had died, and she was the last person who lived in that area, and we went there to, you know, clean everything out and take care of that. And as we're getting ready to leave, and somebody just happens to mention them, I'm like, what? Like, yeah, the caves are like right down the street. Like, I would love to go see that. But we were leaving, so I never got to go. I'm like, ah. And my father was, I didn't think you'd like anything like that. I'm like, you don't know anything about me. Yeah, I would have loved to have gone and seen those, man. Yeah, they lived right off the Mississippi, in between Iowa and Illinois there. I haven't been to Gettysburg since 2009. I haven't been there. God, it was 90s, man. It was before we moved north. Yeah, I'm telling you, Paul, you got to go to Gettysburg, man. It'll fuck you up.
I definitely do want to see it. I mean, I haven't even seen Manassas or Bull Run, depending on what you want to call it. Same battlefield. Yeah, I'd love to see that. I mean, that's where the Civil War started, right there. I mean,
do you think the founding fathers would have been pissed about Prohibition Amendment because they were very fond of alcohol? I think they would have probably argued against it, but I mean, the system was set up the way it is. Very weird because that is one of the few amendments that took away a right, where all of the other ones are about ensuring rights. And the, what was that, the 16th? No, 16th was I forget what Prohibition was, but that's one that it's like, okay, you cannot do this anymore. And it's a weird moment in our history.
Mm-hmm. And the times that led up to it happening and the complexity of politics, like it's not easy to explain. I make no claims to be an expert on how Prohibition happened, but I've read of it, and I watched what's his name, Ken Burns' incredibly detailed documentary on it, and you leave it thinking like, holy shit, 1,000 variables went into that being passed, and any one of them changing and it wouldn't have happened. Like, it was just, yeah, it's an odd moment in American history. That's exactly right. People like, oh, like a bunch of religious people made it happen. It's like, no. It was way more complicated than that. There was a whole bunch of converging interests that all happened at the same time. Saloons everywhere, drunkards everywhere. Like, a lot of things all came together at the same time to make it happen.
It's like I said, it's, if you read our not just the Bill of Rights, but all of the amendments, it's all about securing rights, making sure, no, look, this is your right. This is your right until you get to that one. And like that, one of these things is not like the others.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad it was taken out, but yeah, I think they would have argued against it, but I don't think they would have started another revolution because it happened. I mean, they set it up to be that way. I mean, the Constitution is set up so that, one, it is very hard to make an amendment, but amendments can be passed.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't even want to get talking about people trying to repeal amendments, and the second keeps coming to mind, and it's like when I was on like whatever that was, a month and a half ago, when I said, here, I'm going to stray and I'm going to give you guys some advice. Stop arguing about trying to repeal the Second Amendment, regulate it out of existence. That works, and that's the last piece of advice I'm going to give you. But go ahead, keep talking about trying to repeal the Second Amendment. It's such an Alyssa Milano thing to say, idealized, full of shit, makes for good tweets, but really demonstrates to everybody who isn't an idealistic moron what a moron you really are. It's something AOC would be happy to get behind.
Yeah,
completely impractical, undoable. Not worth it in the end anyway, because it's not going to achieve what you want it to. Like, it's
and I'm sorry, very un-American. I know we're not supposed to say that, but taking away rights is not something that's American. Freedom, motherfuckers. Why don't you get this? It's not that hard. Mind your own fucking business. You know what? Here's the problem people don't understand with freedom. Freedom is not safe. It's not. And it's not about being safe. It's about being free and the wonderful things that come with being fucking free. Yeah, you're not supposed to, your freedom, it doesn't encroach on anyone else's. That's part of it. That's why we throw people in jail if they shoot somebody they shouldn't. But man, Freedom, motherfuckers. Why don't you get it? It's not that hard.
Well, I'm less worried about them taking away freedoms, honestly, in the United States than I am expanding freedoms in weird ways that they don't it doesn't work that way. You've opened the container of that freedom so wide that anything can fit in there. And you get ideas coming in like, I have the freedom of my gender expression. Who are you to tell me not? To the point where I should be able to force you to address me as I will. That's part of my, that's part of my freedom. Like the bizarre expansion of freedoms to the point where it curtails the actions of others. What the fuck?
Yeah, see, that's the part. Your freedom doesn't override mine. You know what? You can run around and call yourself whatever the fuck you want to. You can't make me call you that.
Yeah. And that's what's kind of turned me into a pretty big social libertarian, where it's like, really stay out of everybody else's business.
Yes.
It's a good way to live, especially here. You know what I mean? Like, stay out of other people's business. You want to do that, consenting adults and all that, or an individual, you want to express your gender or express your non-gender, whatever the fuck. Have a good time. But, keep it out of my face in the same way that I keep my business out of yours. That's social libertarianism, man. It's a good way to be.
Speaking of that, Mr. Monopoly asks, are you an ANCAP, a libertarian, or a conservatarian? No, one, ANCAP. Anarchy is it's almost as ridiculous as communism. Libertarian is probably the best way to describe me if you're looking for a label. I'm about freedom and everybody staying out of everybody else's way. Now, I have my opinions about things and I'm free to give them, but I don't care what you do with your life. I really don't. As long as you're not fucking with mine, I don't give a fuck. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in freedom. And while I do but I still understand some government is needed. I'm not, this is where me and libertarians, because libertarians have basically become anarchists at this point. If you, the ones you see on Twitter, taxation is theft. No, it's not. It's taxation. There's a difference. You can argue that they're taking too much, and I'll happily join you in that argument. You can argue that they're taking people's money and just giving it to other people. Yep, you're right. And we should stop that. But we do need government. You have to have some government. Otherwise, you do get anarchy, and I'm not in favor of anarchy. Do you feel like answering that, Polly? Where you stand?
I think you can divide those things up. Like, what would be like? Economically, I'm a conservative. I don't believe in a complete laissez-faire free market. I think some regulations, especially when it comes to corporatism on a market, are very useful. I think generally I'm a free marketeer with some very large standing, like high up top, breaking up monopolies and so forth, because that's not a free market. That's corporatism taking advantage of the market and gaming it. That's different. Fair enough. When it comes to politics, I'm a constitutional Republican. I think that different states have the just powers that they have. The system was set up to run like that on purpose for very just reasons. The people in California should not be forced to live like the people in Alabama want them to, but most importantly, vice versa. Fuck you, California. And why should the people of Maine be forced to live as you would have them live, California? That's the reason why there's states' rights and so much individual power to the state, so long as it doesn't interfere with the federal constitution, which is why the federal constitution should be very careful and very difficult to change, which it is. So that's a good thing. When it comes to social stuff, I'm very much a libertarian. It's, I am toying ever more with not toying with it. I'm ever more cognizant of the idea that the founders had that, this constitution is meant for a religious and moral people.
Sure.
That's absolutely the idea they had. If everybody was a bunch of ungovernable pricks that did not agree with each other, that it was scattered, atomized communities where they had absolutely desperate, not desperate, but desperate, like different than each other morals. They could not get along. That's why if you mass importation of people with radically different morality systems are a bad idea. I think the melting pot is a good idea. Acclimate to the American way of life. Mass immigration of people who don't agree with your way of life is not a good thing. So yeah, that's where I come. Each one of those things, I guess it sounds a little different. It doesn't really seem like they're in conflict to me, though. Socially, that's not really your business to get into other people's business.
Yep.
Politically, constitutional Republican, the system is set up very, very well the way that it is, and there's lots of great checks and balances and ways of changing things if they need to be changed. Economically, yeah, pretty much free market except for corporatism.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with anything you said there. I'm all about as much freedom as we can get, because God damn it, Nuts had to say you're welcome to me and split up monkey. YouTube, could you please fix this?
For
the love of fuck.
RJ, ask how old I am. I'm 32.
America was originally meant to be a confederation of states, not a country of if you really look at it. It's a republic. That's what it's meant to be. There's a reason the Articles of Confederation failed. They were too weak. So you do have to have some binding rules. But yeah, we're a republic. That's the part that liberals aren't getting right now. That they're really missing. They want to force the entire country to live how they want to live. And you know what? You live in California. Go talk to your legislature and you have them do things you want to do. And as you said, leave the people in Alabama the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Let them make their rules.
I really choked up a friend of mine when we were arguing states' rights versus federalism. We're having an argument that's very, very old in America, having it out again. And he's like, well, he goes, think about all of the, Jim Crow was enacted on state levels. These are racist laws. And, I have to give it to him. He's always able to find the negative in things. And it's like, yes, but they were running contrary to the federal constitution, weren't they? And that's the exception that I get out of it. It's like you can run a bunch of state laws that are absolutely contrary to the constitution and they will not pass judicial review. And isn't that the whole point? It's like you don't have infinite freedom as a state, but you should have a lot of levity of action. I said, now think about it. Should New York State, like he's a big fan of gun control, a huge fan of it. And I was like, should New York State not be able to regulate guns as they see fit? Should they have to live the way Georgians would have them live? Should they not be able to pass the laws that they want to pass and make the guns illegal that they want to make illegal there? I mean, it's not good for the gun owners in New York, but this is the whole point. Why should a small group of people in Washington, D.C. get to decide how the entire country lives, except for some very broad, liberally based ideas about personal freedom?
I'm entering an argument on Twitter right now. I'm sorry, I got to change the subject here. Another one of these fucking idiots, a blue check mark, of course, who says all white Americans have racist bones in their bodies. It's part of our DNA as a nation. We may wish we didn't. We may be working to correct it, but instead of denying it, let's admit it and talk about it. Much of what we do is impacted by it. One more time. If you're a white person who says all white people are racist, all you're doing is telling me you're a fucking racist.
Yeah.
Don't put your shit on me because you feel bad about it. Stop being racist. Look, it goes away. It's not that hard. But don't try to make yourself better by telling me that I'm racist just because you fucking are. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The thing that I find funny is the crossover that happens there between society and laws. Like, point at the racist laws, and of course they can't. So the argument becomes one very much of like, well, as white people, we are racist. I absolutely accept Martin Luther King Jr.'s thesis on the matter. Judging somebody by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Notice it's on an individual basis. Of course it is. He was a religious man, a moral man, an ethicist. He got a PhD in the theology of it. And that's why he's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It's a brilliant thesis because it does bring it down to the individual social level. That guy, who, the author of that tweet, is violating that chick. Oh, Jesus. is violating that very, very basic principle. No, I will go with Martin Luther King's idea of it. I will judge somebody by the content of their character, not the color of their skin, which is the exact opposite of what you are doing. You're judging a whole mass of people that you haven't even met.
And she's not even doing it because, look, she's not even doing it for the right reason. I mean, it is racist to make her feel better about being a racist. This isn't actually her going, wow, there's racism everywhere, I need to stamp it out. No, this is well, yeah, I'm racist, so everybody must be. Go fuck yourself, bitch. Take your blue check mark and shove it right up your racist ass. And somebody, what about mixed color? Yeah, are they? Was Obama racist? Remember, he was half white.
Yeah, I hear you, but that's a rational position. They have an entire. I mean, you act like you can reason them out of a position they emotionalize themselves into. There is an endless series of responses to that stuff. You know what the response is? Here in this country, it's always been one drop of black blood, blah, 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 blah. And if somebody, that's the point, the country's racist, that they automatically see Barack Obama as black when he's no more black than white. We're racist against them and we're all guilty. Like there's no point that you can make that's going to be able to talk them out of it.
You're right. But I can't stop myself from saying something because this is stupid. And I have an allergic reaction to stupid. And I'm tired of hearing this stuff. I'm tired of hearing that everybody's racist because you are. Just because you can't figure out how not to be a fucking racist shitbag doesn't mean I'm one. I was brought up in the era of you don't judge somebody by the color. That race didn't matter. The whole colorblind, which for some fucking reason we're supposed to look at race now. I don't understand that because it logically we're all the same makes far more sense than we're all different. But yeah, I was brought up. The person next to you does not matter what color their skin is. They're just another human being like you. Judge them by who they are, not what their color is, because that's fucking retarded.
But and it's just think it forward. It's completely untenable. Like I know you have thought it forward, but I mean this person should think it through. There is no such thing, no such system that would be viably functional. It's like the lighter your skin, the more racist you are. So do you think that of white skinned Chicanas, for example? No, of course not. No, they're oppressed people because they're brown. No, there's lots of them that are blanco. They're white, colored. So it's like, so race, they don't have any oppression. Well, they've got an ethnicity, and then there's these intersections, and there's this other thing. Yeah, and endlessly focusing on identity politics means what? We have to find the most oppressed person, and they're the only ones with moral authority. As many people have joked, you got to find the female, non-binary, lesbian, but sexually open, demisexual, who's also in a wheelchair, and blind, and et cetera, that they meet every intersection of oppression possible because they're the only person that would have moral authority. I mean, that's it. It's not even obtainable to do that. It's like, here's a better path going forward. Judge people by their actions, their past, their, what they're saying, what they're doing, their actions towards you personally. And because it's actually possible to do that. It's impossible to live by constant identity politics. It'll always blow up in your face, as Hassan Piker found.
Right. I'm tired of this shit. I'm so tired of it. It's like saying all men are sexist. No, they're not. All women are dumb. No, they're not. It is. It's like they don't understand. And I don't know if they do. I really don't. It's like they don't understand they're doing the very thing that they're supposedly fighting against. Stereotypes are bad, but all white people suck. Those two things should not be able to exist in your head at the same time. Those two things should cause you to sit down and go, something's not right here. Beth says, I was also raised that way. Yeah, I don't understand people who weren't. I don't understand the idea that you can judge people by the color of their skin. And not only that you can, but you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. You can't know my experience if you don't look at the color of my skin. I can't tell your experience by looking at the color of your skin, for fuck's sake. You do realize that by saying that, you're telling me all black people are exactly the same, right? And that they're not. Like, how do you not fucking get that? That is fucking racist, you idiot. I'm sorry. I'm ranting.
Yeah, but more and more people are, well, you are the haranguing primate. It's what you do.
Oh, man. It's shit like this that gets my skin crawling and my blood boiling and my rage going. Because what in the fuck? How do you not see that that is racist as fuck? And not just to white people, but to black people. Cryptic, thank you so much. Gay Vietnamese immigrant is still a white racist if you don't toe the SJW line. Indeed, right? Poor Andy. He's a fucking Andy. No, the one got beat up by the Antifa guys. He's a racist. He's one of the bad ones. He is a gay Asian immigrant, but it's okay to beat the fuck out of him because he's, you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it's okay to do that, but it is. It is. Believe me. Oh God, Polly, that one. I wish I hadn't seen that because now I'm in a fucking rage.
You're going on a Twitter run, are you?
I just put up a Twitter poll, guys. My new poll for today is are all white people racist?
I see what you mean, attempting to provoke through your polls.
Yeah. Have you paid attention to some of my polls?
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
People like, you're not giving us good answers. And I'm like, well, there's a reason for that. It's actually a trick I picked up from somebody. I'm not going to name names. But they mentioned that, and for those of you who don't care about, you know, engagement on Twitter, you don't have to listen to this part, but engagement on Twitter is the same as engagement on YouTube or wherever else if you're doing social things like I do. So getting more views and stuff is important. And if you pay attention to the polls, there are far more votes on those polls than I have interaction anywhere else. It's like, that's interesting. So yeah, just a little way there, Polly. If you ever do decide to get active on Twitter, to you can make all kinds of comic polls that'll piss people off. All kinds, man. You can do who's the hottest chick in the MCU.
Yeah,
and give them two ugly chicks to choose from. Give them two dudes, man. Yeah.
I pushed Weebs at the end of the top 10 MCU women. I said, you got to do it. She was not happy that I wasn't more orderly and consistent and scientific in my approach to deciding who was the hottest. I argued that it was ultimately completely subjective anyway, so it would have been pointless to do so. But I said, Weebs, you do it. Put together the hottest men in the MCU. I don't think she's gonna do it. And not because she's not capable. I think that she knows that there's no way to conduct the poll conduct the analysis scientifically, because you try and quantify everything and apply numbers to categories of like how tall they are, how muscular they are, how heroically they act in their roles in the films or whatever, right? And you try and apply numbers to them, and then boom, okay, so here's my list according to all these numeric, supposedly rational factors. You'll end up reorganizing the list because you'll have someone closer to the top than you think they should be.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to something like that, I don't think that's where you nerds get it wrong. You college eggheads. I love you. Don't get me wrong. But that's not a quantifiable thing to begin with. It's, Weeb says she's going to do it.
Well, I encourage and entreat her to figure out how many units of hotness to apply to each man and the criteria upon which you're deciding that. I'm interested to see it happen.
You should use a moistness scale. When it comes to like,
I'm not saying you can't quantify these things. I'm just interested in the highly contrived ways that you can,
because it is subjective, and that is the beauty of those kind of things.
And I just kind of want to know, I just want to see Weebs do it. There's lots of eye candy for ladies in the MCU, man. So by all means.
Weems is a young, smart college chick. I've got to think she's going to go with Captain America. The only other, it's either going to be Captain America or Iron Man, and yeah, I forget. It's Chris, what's his name, or Tony is Robert Downey Jr. And I'm saying that for here's why I'm throwing those two out. You have Captain America, the righteous fighter who does not give up. You know, he is the man.
And has CGI pecs.
Yeah, he does. And then you have Tony, who's the bad boy. He's still smart, but he's the bad boy. So those are going to be your top two choices. If anybody goes with Loki, you're lying. You don't like that long-faced freak.
Monkey, it's not about who you think is sexy.
I'm telling you, women don't think he's sexy. I think they've been brainwashed.
Well, you know what was funny? I did, like, since Weebs is still listening, I did admit in that video, and I made sure to leave it in the final edit, that I wouldn't be able to do what she did, because I think women are a lot more comfortable saying, yes, that's a very attractive woman. I'm not going to be able to sit there and go, yeah, that guy's hot. Like, you know, Jesus Christ, no way. I'm a dude. I can't.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I can see the Loki thing, that he's the bad boy. I think that's a big part of the attractiveness of him. And a lot of women are into the lean body type. They're not into the
no, that's some bullshit.
Thor looking guy.
This has been put into their head with skinny jeans and these guys who look like they've never had beef in their life. They've been brainwashed. They've been brainwashed to think that is sexy. No, stop it. Bad. And Reeve says there's our collab, Monkey. I'd do it with you. I have no problem saying, yeah, he's cute, or he's a beautiful man. Like the dude who plays Captain America, what's his name?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. That is a beautiful man. Nature was very nice to him. DNA was very kind to him.
And his hair plugs were very excellent. His aesthetician was awesome by filing his teeth to be perfectly in line. Yes.
Yeah, he is a very what's the word I'm looking for? Symmetrical. Everything is symmetrical, where, you know, and that is a beauty standard, guys, whether you realize it or not. You look for symmetrical things. The dude who plays Thor, he's got that gruff look to him. Plus, he's got the Aussie accent.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And
that's a sexy dude, man. I ain't gonna lie.
He's got that surfer meathead thing working for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Tony, I mean, come on, tall, dark, and handsome. Plus, he's the bad boy. That's always going to be the thing. He's got the humor, because women like the humor. Oh, they do, guys.
Yeah, he's got the personality and the swagger. Let's call it what it is, man. And yeah, women respond to the confidence and the swagger, definitely.
Plus, he's ultra rich, and let's be honest. I'm just saying, throwing that out there. Turn a bald spot into a part. That's a Chris Rock joke. I want to take credit for that. Who else? Who else is in the MCU? Hawkeye's not as cute. He's all right.
You know what?
Be low down.
You know what I would be really looking forward to in Weeb's list, if she ends up doing it anything remotely like I did, where it's like, here's the people that like don't even make, they didn't make the list, and here's why. I don't even want to put them in consideration of a number. I'd be interested who she would just throw out immediately, and the commentary upon why, because it's funny. Like I love that I got to bring up Gwyneth Paltrow and just go, she's got a weird smile, a weird face, and I just think she's fucking weird.
Who else is in there? Oh, Ruffalo. Oh my God. Not even taking his politics into account. He just looks like he has a vagina. I don't know what it is. Arguably the strongest of all of them, right? When he's in Hulk form, at least. But almost all the time, he looks like somebody who's going to be hit with a stick at any moment, and he's afraid of it.
Yeah.
And he talks really like everything is important, but he's afraid to say it.
Oh yeah. He just comes across like he's soft as angel food cake, that guy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, you Edward Norton, Mr. Monopoly name. There's a lot of women who find that guy really attractive.
Who?
Edward Norton. Well,
yeah. And I guess he's technically in there because he was in the first Hulk movie.
Yep.
He's got a long nose. I don't know. Okay. Maybe-ish. He's not a pretty man. He's not ugly though.
I know a couple of women that think that what's his name's adorable. I can't remember the actor's name. I'm totally blanking on it. Guy who plays Falcon.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
There's some women that's just like, oh, that guy's smile. He's adorable. You know. So,
he does have a very nice smile. Plus on your left, man, how can you not give him
right?
That made me wet. I was like, damn.
Yeah, and he's just he was a great actor that they picked for that role. Like he doesn't come across as a pussy, but he's not like a Steven Seagal tough guy where he can't, do comedy interaction, personal interaction. He was a really good pick for that role.
Don Cheadle, somebody just mentioned, I was about to say that. In the first few movies, he was, but he's gotten so old and he's got that old look to him now. Oh, like he's going to start getting really skinny for no reason.
Sassy Shelley brings up a wild point about Edward Norton, because Edward Norton was only hot with a swastika tattoo from American History X, right? When you look at the difference between Ed Norton, American History X, Ed Norton, Fight Club, that's the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, who's your fucking trainer and what were you eating?
Nothing.
Like he was ripped and abs and pecs and shoulders. Like, I mean, holy fuck, dude, you were built. And he did all that for that role and did it in 8 months. Like, god damn, man, I got to get your fucking program.
Real quick, I'll talk about it in a second. Weebs asked if she can consider villains. Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can consider Loki's a villain. People know that, right?
Yeah.
I've always heard, wow, they did. You just say, he did it in 8 months. You ever seen somebody who goes into boot camp?
Yeah, good point. Good point.
You can do it. It's hard and you have to stay on it. And then if you just do stay on it 8-10 months, you're going to be ripped as fuck, man.
I can't believe Zelthor just wrote Infinity Dong.
What?
It's Zelthor just wrote Thanos is #1 with the Infinity Dong.
Oh, dear God. I think it would be hard to classify him because the only time you see him is as Thanos. Well, Ryan Reynolds isn't in there, is he? He's not in the MCU yet.
Nope.
He was in Deadpool hasn't been pulled in yet.
Dormammu for the win.
Fuck. Look, I'm talking beautiful men here, guys. Who else is in the MCU? There was somebody else I was going to mention.
Well, somebody mentioned Samuel L. Jackson. He's absolutely part of the MCU.
That's a beautiful man. I don't know what it is. I think it's his voice and the way he projects it, man.
Yeah, too bad he's a fucking Scientologist wacko in real life. But
yeah, anyway. In real life, yeah, he's insane. But
yeah,
in the movies, he just, no matter what movie he's in, he is the baddest motherfucker on screen.
Oh yeah,
his wallet really should say Bamf.
Michael Keaton absolutely counts as part of the MCU. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was in Spider-Man. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Tom Holland. You're not allowed to talk about him because that would be jailbait. So I'm pretty sure he's 6.
You know what? I went through this with Weibo when I named Laura Harrier. It's like, wasn't she playing a high school student? I'm like, she was 27 years old.
Yeah, she's old enough to be judged.
27? Yeah, I fucking hope so. And Tom Holland was 25, 26 at the time. I mean,
no, he's 6. I don't care what you tell me.
He's just short and baby faced.
He's sperm is what he is. The guy who played War Machine before Don Cheadle.
Oh, fuck right. Yeah.
I forget his name. He looks like just a I want to cuddle with him.
Oh yeah.
He's got those chunky cheeks.
Yeah,
oh, he's a cutie.
Some women love that little voice that he has. They love it.
Oh,
love it.
Yeah, he does have a kind of soft voice there.
Yeah. And then Chris Pratt, completely forgot about. A lot of people think that guy's just like, ultimate beefcake.
Chris Pratt.
Star Wars
Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is average. He is an average looking dude. I know he buffed up for the role and everything, and you women like Terrence Howard. Thank you. That was the original War Machine.
Good call.
Mm. But back to Pratt. No, yeah, Chris Pratt. Is that his name? No.
Mm-hmm. Who
is it? The Guardians dude.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. Yeah. I mean, there's a guy who went from a fat slob to a beefcake in a short amount of time. Yeah, you get hired on to do an MCU film. Yeah, you're gonna, egg white smoothies every morning, and that's all you're eating.
His face is just very, very plain. Yeah, Vin Diesel. I was about to bring that up, Mr. Monopoly. Vin Diesel counts. He's Groot.
No, you know what? I would deny that. He only ever said, "I am Groot." He was never on screen. Fuck that. I would deny that he counts.
Oh, he's in there. You can't. Okay, that's a technicality. It's technicality. He's in there.
No, you have to appear on screen if only a CGI rendering of your face. Whoever Surtur was, or whoever Dread Dormammu
counted that Mantis chick. Her face isn't really there. She's all fucked up.
She was at least on screen, man, behind the makeup. I mean, fucking
fair enough.
Vin Diesel never even appeared.
I still say he counts. You can use him if you want to, weebs. Who else? Yeah, I think we've just gone through all the hot guys of the MCU. Yeah, see, I'm not one of those guys. I will tell you this. There are times that Lady Monkey should go, you have to check this chick out. I'm like, oh, fuck. But I do the same for her. Like, baby, you are going to love this guy. Like your boy Pat, when I first saw him, like, Lady Monkey, you got to come look at this. Because one, Lady Monkey likes big arms. But she also likes that big chest, and she has a thing for black guys, which is weird because she married a white motherfucker. One of her biggest crushes was Evander Holyfield, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you ever seen Holyfield's body?
Oh yeah. The guy's like, you could make a year's worth of steaks out of him, no question.
He looks like a fucking Greek sculpture.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had a bit, as many women did. Yeah, so when I saw that, it's like, that's a beautiful man. Baby, come here. You're gonna like this.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. Yeah, there's a fuck ton of dudes in the MCU.
Oh, man. Yeah, I forgot about him. Paul Rudd. He's cute. He's probably like a 5.5 compared to the other guys. He's not an ugly man. He's very symmetrical. He's got
so Weebs so far has named number one is Dormammu, a CGI rendering demon.
Yes.
And Groot is second. And this is her scientific list that she prodded me endlessly for not having.
Yeah, she's don't forget Robert Redford.
Fuck yeah, Robert Redford, absolutely.
There's so many dudes in the MCU. Fuck. That's a tough list, Weebs. I don't envy you on this. Now, in fairness, Robert Redford's at the age where it's like, that's an ugly old man. But he was a beautiful man when he was young.
Brad Pitt was in Deadpool. I've never seen Deadpool 2. Was Brad Pitt in it?
When was Brad Pitt? When was he in it? I don't remember him.
Zombie Teddy just said I couldn't say whether he was or wasn't. I didn't know.
To be honest, I've only seen Deadpool 2 once. I've watched the original Deadpool like 100 times. That movie was so fucking funny. I loved it. I sat down when I first watched it, and as soon as it was over, I watched it again, and then again. I watched it 3 times that first day. But the second one, I was just like, I don't care. It wasn't as good. It was a half-assed follow-up. I mean,
Idris Elba. That's a beautiful man.
Oh, is he? Where's he in it?
He's Thor. He's the keeper of the Bifrost.
Bridge. Yeah, that's another beautiful fucking man, dude.
Yeah, that guy's got swagger for days, man. Yeah.
British accent too. Fuck.
And
white guys don't stand a chance.
And can actually do an impeccable American accent. He's very good at it. I always hear that from British people. It's like when American actors try and do British accents, it's obvious that it's fake, and it's like a lot of British actors aren't as good at doing American accents as they think they are.
Right.
It sounds muddled and weird. And where are you supposed to be from? I mean, don't get me wrong. Rebecca Hall, I'm crushing on her hard, but she cannot do a very good American accent. As soon as she starts yelling or gets excited, you hear British pronunciation start slipping through.
Well, I saw Hugh Laurie for the first time as House. So that when I first heard him speaking in his native tongue, I was like, that's just not right. That is not right. And the weird thing is, I actually had seen him before I ever saw him on House, because he's in an episode of Friends. In the episode where Rachel flies to break up Ross's wedding, there's a passenger sitting next to her that she annoys the fuck out of, and it's Hugh Laurie, and he's speaking in but I didn't recognize him when I saw House. because he just had a tiny little bit part. But then I went and watched a whole bunch of videos, the comedy skits he did with this. I forget what his partner's name is, but they did a whole bunch of comedy shit. And yeah, watching him speak with a British accent, it's almost like, dude, you're American. Stop faking it.
Yeah. But yeah. I will say this overall, I'm very interested in accents, like generally. You know what I mean? So if you can even pull off a movie role where it's even remotely passable, I find that extremely impressive. So, you know, when I hear people say, oh, come on, you don't sound remotely British. And it's like, oh, fuck off. They're doing a pretty goddamn good job, man. That's not easy. I find people that can just instantly turn on different accents. I find that wildly impressive.
Yeah, I cannot do it. And the only times I will do it is as a joke to fuck around. Southern accents are a lot easier. Stephen Fry, it depends. I've seen him sometimes when he does okay, and then most of the time it's like, just be yourself. Oh my God, how long have we been on the air?
You're coming up on hour 4. It's probably
Jesus, that's all right.
It's about that time, maybe. I think.
Well, it's up to you.
Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. I think it's. I mean, you can keep going solo. You don't need me.
Oh no, I could actually, because I can talk all day. Hi, baby. She's on break. Guys, yeah, let's wrap it up here. We're coming up on hour 4. We've been going for a while. We had a really good conversation. I believe this was a good one. I enjoyed this.
It was fucking all over the place.
That's the kind of show I like. I don't like the ones where we're just on one topic the whole time, or like that dominates. Because God, we've been all over the fucking place, and I like that. Russell Crowe. What was Crowe in?
Was Russell Crowe in the MCU? I saw that name before too. Someone else had said it. Who does he play?
I want to say so.
Gary
Oldman. Or are you naming people who can do American accents now? Anyhow, chat. Thank you guys for coming, hanging out, supporting us the way you do. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Thank you for watching this long. Jesus fuck. You guys are amazing, and I love you. Thank you for the donations. You really, this is my job, and you guys are my boss, and I appreciate that you would take your money and make it my money. That's amazing to me. Polly, anything you'd like to shill?
Well, I won't put my link in chat because Stargazer Nights, she's so awesome. Just put up excuse me, just put up the link to my channel. But by all means, go by, check it out, subscribe. You can check out the video that I've been talking up that I did with Weibo Jones a little while ago, part 1 and part 2 of the top 10 hottest ladies in the MCU. That Weibo didn't feel the need to tweet out about or retweet my tweets about it because you know she's not going to promote what's not on her channel, I'm guessing. Anyway, I'm just kidding, Weebs. Love you. And this Wednesday, which is what, tomorrow night at this point?
Yes.
Hopefully Jack is feeling better. And if he is, and his back is better, we will be doing Comic Book Curation Live, our weekly live stream where we talk about everything under the sun related to comic books, and all sorts of fun bants ensue starting slightly after 10 p.m. Eastern.
All righty. Guys, I think after this, I think I'm gonna go play some video games for a little bit. I still have to finish my video, but before I do that, I'm gonna be over on my gaming channel. I'm gonna throw that in here for you if you'd like to come watch. If not, please subscribe. I need to get to 1,000 so I can try to get that place monetized. We're gonna go. Alex Simeon, he's got some babies he's made. We gotta go see what's happened with them. But let's see. Tonight is Tuesday. We're going to go on Scribe Light's channel tonight for Lords of the Night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. No game stream after that. I might game for a little while, but I'd like to thank you guys for coming and watching. Polly for hanging out with me so long. Sinatra, who was here for a long time. Don't forget to go check out his stuff too. Everybody, have a wonderful Tuesday. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Have a good day, everyone.